About a police shooting in Ballard yesterday. Seattle police say a man pulled a gun when officers arrived to investigate reports he was following a woman. Officers shot him multiple times. KIRO 7's Brooke Griffin has more.
Police tell us as soon as officers got here, the situation quickly became violent. Neighbors telling us that they were shocked and really just confused to hear those gunshots because this is normally a very quiet neighborhood.
The man is now recovering at Harborview. One officer was hit in the leg but has already been released from the hospital with just minor injuries. A stray bullet hit Adams Elementary School, damaging a window in the teacher's lounge. No one inside the school was hurt. Guilty of second-degree assault, guilty of a hate crime. Those were the verdicts in the hate crime trial of 39-year-old Andrew Carlo. KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch was in court for the verdict.
It took the jury of 6 men and 6 women less than 4 hours to arrive at their verdicts. Most jurors didn't want to talk about the case, but juror number 3 did. He says it was the totality of the state's case, the victim's testimony, and that of witnesses that led to the verdicts.
Andy Hope Kettle's own account was compelling. The other people, at every point, there was someone else who had witnessed or heard the same kind of things, and so cumulatively it was convincing.
Carlo faces 5 to 7 years in prison when sentenced later this year. At the King County Courthouse in Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
That attack happened in the U District. A new review blames failed communications, unfair expectations, and cultural ignorance for a violent Seattle police response to protesters last spring. The Seattle Police Office of Inspector General looked at the 7-hour standoff at Cal Anderson Park on Cap Hill. Demonstrators had gathered to protest a conservative Christian group's rally. The confrontation led to 23 arrests and 16 reported uses of force by police. Body cam video captured one commander saying, quote, "We are going in this time with guns blazing. We are here to blank people up now." A police department representative apologized for that language during the review. Federal Way City Council has voted to remove Martin Moore as council president. This week's 4-3 vote came after Moore shared a student flyer supporting a walkout protesting ICE on his official council president social media account.
Some of my colleagues chose to politicize a decision I made simply because I lead differently than them.
Councilmember Melissa Hamilton says Moore has repeatedly used the council president platform to advance personal and political causes.
Struggled to separate his outside political and board membership roles from his responsibilities to the city.
Councilmember Susan Honda was immediately elected as his replacement, but Moore will still be on the council. Well, meet your new leadoff hitter, Mariners. Brendan Donovan is in Arizona for spring training and says he's going to fit right in with the club.
When you come into a new organization, you kind of ask, like, hey, what are some things I should be aware of, like rules or things, just so you kind of don't get caught off guard. And it was just like, we're going to prepare. We're going to be great people. And I was like, I like it.
Donovan comes to Seattle from St. Louis as part of a 3-team trade. He's coming off his first All-Star season and can play multiple positions. Mariners' first spring training game is set for Friday. Next Friday, 1 week from today, you'll hear all the action on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. And Sound Transit set a ridership record during the Seahawks victory parade. More than 200,000 passengers packed the trains Wednesday. Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine called it the biggest day in our region's transit history. He said yesterday that number will likely go up once the staff finishes a more precise count. It's 5:13. While we're talking things transit, let's check our early Friday drive. Chris Sullivan is here with your traffic.
It is a Friday light out there, Amanda, as we start this early Friday morning, Friday the 13th.
Oh,
dun, dun,
yeah.
dun.
Everything's fine.
Everything's great. We're looking at 35 minutes to go from Puyallup to Renton, only 15 or less from Renton to Bellevue. Nothing up the Olympia to Tacoma corridor. Up I-5 northbound, Tacoma itself is quiet. Federal Way to Seattle, only 35 minutes. Coming down from the north end, nice and easy. You won't tap the brakes at all, really. Coming down from Arlington all the way to Seattle or to Bellevue. So we're having a pretty good start to our day today. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, the weather is changing after the nice, warm, sunny afternoons. We're going to see rain at times today. 48 the high. Overnight lows near 40. For tomorrow, a few showers in the morning, but then we should dry out and see a nice day on Sunday. Mainly dry, some sunshine, and 48. Right now, it's cloudy and 45 in Seattle. And coming up, Sully's back with a choke point, looking at the construction coming to 145th in Shoreline. That's next here on Seattle's Morning News.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
Oh, for some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know where we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com. And let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's Morning News.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Let's go.
Construction about to shut down one of the busiest I-5 overpasses in the Seattle area, and it will impact your ability to get to the light rail station on 145th.
All right, Sully, tell us what we need to know.
Well, first of all, 145th, the overpass is going to close for about 12 days. That's about a month away from now, but the new construction part of this last little bit of work there along 145th on the east side of I-5 begins on Monday. 5th Avenue Northeast, right there at 145th, will close at 9 p.m. on Monday.
The section of 5th Avenue between 145th and basically that on-ramp onto I-5 will be closed so the contractor can do some utility work, put in curbs, put in sidewalks.
If you're watching on our YouTube live feed, there's some video I shot yesterday as I'm driving off the freeway and there up through the overpass. As you go through the signals, you get off there, that signal's going away. And they're going to put in a roundabout there, a 2-lane roundabout on the east side of I-5 to match the one that was recently opened on the west side of the freeway. Shoreline Public Works Director Tricia Yunke says that's going to keep people from accessing northbound I-5 until March 31st, and then keeping people from the transit center. So you're going to have to get to it from the north. Now, once the utility work is finished in this first couple of weeks, 145th will close entirely over the freeway on March 19th and remain closed closed until March 31st, though bicyclists and pedestrians will still be able to cross. Director Yunke says workers had to cut down about 10 feet of road on the west side of I-5. Here, they need to add.
Instead of cutting, we actually need to fill the roadway about 4 or 5 feet in places to bring it up to level. And all of that takes effort and is really hard to do while it's under traffic.
This is going to have a huge impact on commuters and residents.
I would say follow the detour routes. Certainly there's a lot of side streets, but those can increase risks and safety for people. And so I would encourage you to follow the detour routes where we have looked at what are the impacts and what are the safe ways to travel.
Anyone who wants to access the transit center during the closure will have to approach it from the north. The city has made some traffic changes along 155th to help with the traffic flow. So you're going to probably run into some bumps as you kind of work your way through this. Once construction is finished on March 31st, drivers will be able to be on that new roundabout, though only one of the 2 lanes will be open.
From there, we're really going to be on what's going to feel maybe like a sprint from the end of March to probably May, beginning of June, to really finish up the remainder of the work.
Project started in 2024, and Director Yunke wants to thank everybody for being patient.
Well, I know it's hard to adjust our habits and adjust our routines. It's kind of the short-term pain for long-term gain. So I appreciate people's patience.
But she believes the improved corridor will really make a difference.
I really think this is going to be transformational for this region. We don't have a roundabout system like this in the Seattle area, and I think we're really going to see significant changes in how people move about.
You can take a look at the maps and the closures. Everything's available at mynorthwest.com, along with that video that we're still watching on YouTube Live. City of Shoreline is also adding a new pedestrian bridge over I-5 to connect to the transit center. That's just north of the 145th interchange. You can probably see the giant concrete abutment there on the west side of the freeway. It's going to be built along the freeway in place and then lifted over the freeway. It's going to be open sometime next year, and of course we're going to have to close I-5 when they put that bridge into place. But again, that's probably not until next year.
Okay, so that 145th was my exit. When I worked at the orthopedic shoe shop, I would always pull up every morning and take a 145th and head east. And I had to cut across a lane of traffic because you have one side street that comes up, and then when you're getting off on the freeway, you're in the left lane. That side street is in the right lane, and you got to force your way over.
Correct.
And that was always such a pain in the neck. So they're putting a roundabout there.
Right there, right. And so that will help flow the traffic. Now, you will still have to have that merge from people on the right coming up right along, the front 9 at Jackson, the golf course. If you didn't know that was the front 9, I don't know if you played there. That's a par 4 drivable, by the way.
Thank you.
You're going to have that merge, but then right there, it's a double lane a roundabout, and that should help the left lane turn. And what it really is designed to do is to prevent any T-bone crashes. Because you know how far and how much that backed up, because those signals would only allow so many left turns.
Because
correct?
145th is a very busy street.
Correct. And over the freeway, and with the signals at either end, people who are trying to say take a left going eastbound onto northbound I-5, that would back up all the way across 145th and no one moved. And it would do the same thing in the opposite direction. So this should help traffic move a little easier. But for the next couple of weeks, you're going to have difficulty getting to the transit center because Fifth Ave right there, you go off at 145th, you go up about 300 yards and the transit center's there. That's the part of the road that's closing on Monday. But 145th will be closed for 12 days over the freeway starting in the middle of March, and this is going to have an impact.
Again, you can read all about it at mynorthwest.com. It's 5:24. Quick check on our forecast. It's going to be a rainy day after all of our nice sunshine. We're warming up today to around 47. And then the weekend tomorrow, just some showers early on, should dry out on Sunday. Right now, it's cloudy and 45 in Seattle. And coming up on this Friday morning, more of our top local headlines, including a police shootout in Ballard. Also, KIRO Newsradio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner coming up here on Seattle's Morning News.
G and Ursula, 9 to noon on the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, KIRO News Radio.
A sea of green and blue in downtown Seattle. I'm hoping, G, you can hear us.
I can hear you.
We want to take it all in right along with you. You have a very special vantage point. Gee, what's going on?
They had another big dude trying to get on here with me and DJ Roscoe. You can't have 3 big dudes in the back of this Tundra.
Subscribe to the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel and watch live.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la. It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old and immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I want to do.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
You know, retirement is supposed to be a time of rest and relaxation. But every week I get calls from seniors who are stressed out because their cost of living keeps going up. They love their home and they want to stay in it, but they're struggling with rising property taxes, monthly bills, and monthly mortgage payments if they have one. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company. I specialize in the reverse mortgage, which allows seniors to tap into your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. A reverse mortgage is a great option for some people, but it's not right for everyone. So give me a call and you'll talk directly to me in person or over the phone for honest advice you can trust. Search for Best Mortgage on the web or call us at 425-649-6000. You'll talk to me, not an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
It's home show season. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off, plus 12 months same as cash financing. Visit them at the home shows or lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. It is 5:31. I'm Manda Factor. A man is in critical condition after a shootout with Seattle police in Ballard. Chief Sean Barnes says 3 officers exchanged gunfire with the man yesterday evening. It happened near Northwest 62nd Street and 28th Avenue Northwest. This neighbor spoke with KIRO 7 TV.
It's crazy. It's like you never really seen anything like this in this area, so pretty surprising to hear, but I heard all the cop cars going by.
One officer was grazed in the leg and is expected to be fine. Police had responded to a domestic violence call from a woman who said someone was following her. This happened about 5:40 in the evening. The King County Independent Force Investigation Team is now handling the case. Tukwila police say a DUI suspect bit an officer during an arrest Tuesday. An officer spotted the driver speeding the wrong way on Tukwila International Boulevard. After a chase, the car was stopped on East Marginal Way South. Police say the man fought officers and bit one on the forearm. He was booked for DUI and assaulting an officer. King County's executive is moving to ban federal immigration agents from all non-public county-owned property.
Federal immigration enforcement on its face feels like a national issue that's far away and outside the scope of King County. We're here today because it's not far away. This is as hyper-local as it gets.
In his first executive order since taking office, Gourmet Zahale is also directing $2 million to support immigrant and refugee communities with food, housing, and legal aid. The order also requires the sheriff's office to develop new guidance on how deputies interact with immigration agents, and the order includes upgrades to security cameras at Boeing Field to better monitor deportation flights. Seattle Public Schools expanding its advanced learning program to 2 more elementary schools. Starting this fall, the district's highly capable program will be available at Alki Elementary in West Seattle and Rainier View Elementary in Rainier Valley. According to the Seattle Times, enrollment opened yesterday and runs through March 31st. It's 5:33. Let's check the drive. We do traffic every 10 minutes here on Seattle's Morning News. And Chris Sullivan is watching things.
And we are still in very good shape. It's a good drive out there across the board. We've got Olympia to Tacoma at about 35 minutes. And you're really not going to hit the brakes at all from Olympia all the way up into Seattle, if that's where you're going to be going. It's a really clean drive there. Valley Freeway, just a little bit of braking right at the very north end as you try to work your way in through those ramp meters. And then Renton to Bellevue is only 15 minutes. Lake bridges are quiet. Coming down from the north end, you're really not going to touch the brakes at all from Arlington down into Seattle or to Bellevue. Usually even on Fridays when it's this light, we will start seeing the backups on southbound 5 and Northgate in about 15 minutes. So now would be a good time to get out there if you don't want to be caught up in any of that. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, it's dry at the moment, but we are looking for some rain at times. Later, 48 for today. Or tomorrow, just some showers, but mainly in the morning hours. Then we should dry out, 48. Again, 48 on Sunday, but a mainly dry day Sunday with some peaks of sunshine. Back to some showers on Monday for the holiday. Right now in Seattle, cloudy skies and 45 degrees.
your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
It's now 5:35. Well, Valentine's Day weekend is here, and if you're looking for something fun to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
Love is in the air this weekend as Valentine's Day takes center stage. And in case you're a procrastinator, we got you covered with things to do. You can learn about the science of love, enjoy some drinks while painting on canvas, and enjoy a live comedy dating show at Science After Dark at the Pacific Science Center, Saturday from 7 to 10. That's not the only after-hours fun going on. The Seattle Aquarium has a night full of activities, a DJ, drinks, food, and lots more at No Pressure Valentine's After Hours, also on Saturday. Make sure you get a ticket before you go, and both these events are 21 and up. The Point Defiance Zoo is also getting into the spirit this weekend with Love at the Zoo. The animals will be enjoying heart-shaped treats, plus there will be photo opportunities, a scavenger hunt, and you can even send a Valentine to your favorite animal. Love at the Zoo runs through the weekend. If you want to spend your Valentine's Day dancing the night away, you can check out the Valentine's Party at the Polish Cultural Center, where there will be donuts and more Polish cuisine. There will also be the Valentine's Ball at Hidden Hall in Fremont, which features a live band playing a variety of music from the 80s. It's not just Valentine's Day that's being celebrated this weekend. Mardi Gras is right around the corner, and in Fremont, that means it's time for a parade. The Petite Troll Parade returns on Sunday. You can turn a toy truck into a parade float and walk the parade route. Along the way, there will be a local brass bands bringing the tunes, costumes, dancing, and tons of fun. There are workshops for you to build your float at Powerhouse in Fremont ahead of the parade, including today at 4 and tomorrow at 1. The parade will start at noon, and participants should meet at Evanston Plaza at 11 on Sunday. 2026 marks 100 years of celebrating Black History Month, and at Lakes Park High School, the celebrations continue with live music, guest speakers, stories, and more. Founder of the Black Heritage Calendar, Dr. Carl Mack, is the keynote speaker of the evening, and local jazz guitarist Michael Powers will be bringing the music for the milestone moment. The 100th Black History Month commemoration and celebration is Sunday from 3 to 5. Lunar New Year celebrations continue this weekend, including the Lunar New Year Gala at the University of Washington's Kane Hall. This free and open to the public event will have food, vendors, raffles, interactive activities, and live performances. The Lunar New Year Gala is Sunday at 5:30. The Festal program returns this weekend with a celebration of Tet, which is Vietnamese Lunar New Year. There will be traditional dances and other performances, games, vendors, food, speakers, and plenty more throughout the weekend. This event is free and will be both Saturday and Sunday at the Seattle Center Armory. What are you getting into this weekend? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
Well, you've checked the calendar by now. It is Friday the 13th. Maybe free donuts will help chase away superstitions at one national chain today. CBS's Jesse Mitchell says it may also help serve as a last-minute gift for your Valentine.
Americans are expected to spend a record $29 billion to celebrate Valentine's Day this weekend. But Krispy Kreme is hoping donut lovers will also stop by today to mark Friday the 13th. 13,000 customers could receive a coupon for a free dozen original glazed donuts during their store visit. Plus, Krispy Kreme still has its limited edition Valentine's Day flavors through tomorrow.
It's 5:38. National headlines on the way. You are listening to KIRO News Radio.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
CBS News Brief. Almost 2 weeks after Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped, the status of the man seen on her doorbell camera video has been changed from person of interest. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
The FBI now describing this suspect as a male, 5'9" to 5'10", of average build. His backpack, an Ozark trail hiker.
A partial government shutdown could begin at midnight tonight after Democrats balked at funding for DHS over ICE crackdowns. CBS's Nicole Killian.
You have some moderates who do want to try to move forward in trying to end this stalemate. Others are more dug in, who feel they want to hold out, particularly on this issue, the Affordable Care Act subsidies.
CBS News environmental correspondent David Schechter predicts you haven't heard the last of the EPA's decision to repeal the science used as the basis for climate regulation.
It's highly likely that you'll see this go to the Supreme Court.
And 4 astronauts have just blasted off from Florida for the International Space Station. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
It's 5:42, and a look at our forecast as you get ready for the long weekend. Rain at times for today, 48-hour high. It'll be showers in the morning, but more steady rain for the afternoon, just a little breezy too. For tomorrow, you might wake up to some showers, but we should dry out for the bulk of the day. 48 tomorrow, mainly dry on Sunday, and showers return on Monday with highs in the mid-40s. Right now in Seattle, cloudy skies and 45 degrees. In case you missed it, hear from the voice of the Seattle Mariners, Rick Riz. He joined the show to preview spring training for the ball club. We'll get to that next on Seattle's Morning News.
This week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to my friend Brock Hewitt. Brock, why did you call First Mark?
Brandy, it is so good to talk to you. It's been too long, and we made that call. And the only bummer is we waited too long. I know you hear from people that you talk to, as well as I do, to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. I just wish we would have done it earlier. You know, Brandy, the word that comes to my mind is a word I use on my sports show a lot, and that is connective tissue. It's important in team building. It's important to players in a locker room to be connected to others. And when it comes to insurance, it's so complicated. It's stressful, and you just don't even want to deal with it. And that's where the connective tissue of having a pro, having a broker, having a partner, and most of all, having a teammate like First Mark Insurance was the best connective tissue we could find.
Brock did it. My family did it. You got to do it. It's free. Take the First Mark Challenge. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
You know, retirement is supposed to be a time of rest and relaxation. But every week I get calls from seniors who are stressed out because their cost of living keeps going up. They love their home and they want to stay in it, but they're struggling with rising property taxes, monthly bills, and monthly mortgage payments if they have one. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company. I specialize in the reverse mortgage, which allows seniors to tap into your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. A reverse mortgage is a great option for some people, but it's not right for everyone. So give me a call and you'll talk directly to me in person or over the phone for honest advice you can trust. Search for Best Mortgage on the web or call us at 425-649-6000. You'll talk to me, not an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Well, pitchers and catchers are about to report, and we are just over a week away from the first spring training of the 2026 season. Spring training game, I should say, for the Mariners.
You know, I woke up this morning with a bit of a Hawks hangover and went, gosh, what am I going to do with myself? And I said, self, it's baseball season. Fantastic.
So, look who we have in studio with us, our friend.
Royalty, baseball royalty.
Rick Riz, the voice of the Mariners. Rick, great to have you with us this morning.
Charlie, Manda, Sully, David, it's great to be here in the booth. Here we've got a project going on with Steve Rabel. We're going to televise or do some TV spots downstairs. So it's great to have some time and talk a little baseball. How about those Seahawks, though?
Oh, my goodness.
Super Bowl win, number
Catch
2 for them. I watched it on TV with my cat Sparky. I mean, Steve Rabel is just amazing. You know, I mean, it'd be a miracle how he can even talk today after all he did, you know, getting the championship win against the Patriots and the celebration yesterday, the parade. I'm so happy for Steve and Dave Wyman and everybody associated with the Seahawks. Congratulations to the Seahawks. Now it's time for baseball. We got so close to the World Series last year, 8 outs away. Now it's our time to go win a World Series for the fans here in Seattle.
Well, they're going to do it for you, right?
They want to do it for you and everybody listening out there. Want to do it for the fans.
It's a little bittersweet because this is your last season, and we just absolutely love listening to you. You're the best of the best.
Thank you, Manda. Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about for the last couple of years. You know, I had some things happen in my life where the good Lord said, hey, maybe you should slow down a little bit here. And, spend some time with my grandkids. I love what I do. I've been living my dream for 51 years, 8 years in the minor leagues before Dave Niehaus, the best thing that ever happened to me, got me here in 1983. I was here for 9 years, went to Detroit. David got me back in 1995. Thank goodness I didn't miss that 95 season. That saved baseball here in Seattle. But I've been really blessed to have 40-plus years, 41 years coming up here in Seattle. The fans here have been absolutely amazing. All my bosses and the people I worked with down through the years, and the kids I work with now, Gary Hill Jr. and Aaron Goldsmith. And I just thought, it's time for me. It's time to, look back at and see what my next chapter is going to be. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay here. I still would like to work for the ball club in some capacity, talking with the people in the suites or whatever, maybe do some scouting. I broached that to Jerry DiPoto. But first things first, I want to get down to spring training and see this team, because this team, Jerry DiPoto and Justin Hollander, did an amazing job putting together a ball club that I know in my heart and my eyes seem as well can get to the World Series and not only get there and win it for the fans. I can't wait to get down there on Sunday.
So many analysts are saying top to bottom, this team that they've put together is one of the most solid in Major League Baseball. And so what are you going to be watching for as we get into this season?
It's always fun to see how the team melds together. There's a lot of guys coming back, but, it's interesting how all the pieces of the puzzle fit. And it's like putting together a puzzle. All the different personalities, all the different talents. And, signing Josh Naylor was huge. And they didn't waste any time getting Josh Naylor. I was afraid that there were 6 other teams that would jump on the Josh Naylor train, and thank goodness Jerry got it done very quickly. But Josh wanted to be here. He saw how close we were getting to the World Series last year. He sees what's going on in that clubhouse. He's an integral part. Then you add Cal Raleigh, who had the greatest year ever for a catcher in Major League Baseball history. More home runs than any catcher in history, more home runs than any switch hitter in history, Mickey Mantle, more home runs than any Mariner in history, Ken Griffey Jr., and he didn't win the MVP. He should have been the MVP of the American League. I love Aaron Judge, but Cal Raleigh was the American League MVP last year. But what I'm going to watch is, the kids. I love watching the kids. I go down to lower fields 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I always go down there in the morning. I talk to the coaches and managers and who should I look at here? And 5 years ago, I went down there and they said, look at that outfielder out there, Julio Rodriguez. And now he's one of the most exciting players in the game of baseball. They got a great pitching staff. I wouldn't trade those 5 guys for any 5. You got Andres Munoz, who's one of the best closers in baseball. You got Matt Brash. You add Jose Ferreira, left-hander, down the bullpen. I know I'm talking too long. But Gabe Spire and Danny Wilson did a great job managing this team last year. So I can't wait to get down to spring training and get started.
You're never talking too long.
Okay.
I did want to ask Rick, you mentioned the Josh Naylor move, 2 massive moves this offseason.
Yeah.
The other, to me, that stands out is the Brendan Donovan signing.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about him, how excited we should be for this guy, this addition?
A great addition. Because, if you didn't sign Eugenio Suarez, Ben Williamson would have been all right, would have been fine. He's a talented kid. He was involved in that 3-way trade, so he winds up in Tampa Bay. But the Mariners get a guy who's going to play with his hair on fire. And that's what Brendan Donovan said. Chip Carey texted me. He said, you're going to get a great guy and a great player. He plays hard. He's a contact guy. He's going to put the ball in play. He's hit .287 last year, plays every day. He can help you out at third base, mostly at second base last year, but the Mariners need him at third base. And he'll hit a couple of home runs, but he's the kind of guy that can hit in that leadoff spot and set the table for Cal and for Julio behind him and Josh Naylor and all the other guys, in that lineup. So it's going to be a lineup that is going to put the ball in play much more with Brendan Donovan in that lineup, and he's going to be the straw that stirs the drink offensively. And, oh, by the way, he was an all-star last year and a Gold Glove winner. So you accomplish a lot of things. Jerry DePota did a super job, and Justin Hollander, to acquire in a 3-team trade Brendan Donovan from the St. Louis Cardinals.
Rick, I wanted to ask you, not that I'm still having the Seahawks hangover, but have you seen, as you looked over your time here, with the Hawks players and the Mariners players ever commingled?
Oh, yeah.
As much as you've seen over the last year, that they're all wearing jerseys of each other, and and it's like the Mariners have adopted that same 12 as one kind of. It's like our vibe now. Have you ever seen it? Kind of explain what it looks like between those 2 clubs for 2 different sports.
Yeah, I've seen it before, but maybe not as much as this year. Cal Raleigh is at the game. And then at the parade, I see Cooper Kupp wearing a Mariners jersey, a Ken Griffey Jr. jersey. I go, well, look at that, and it's amazing. He's a Washington kid, went to Eastern Washington, as everybody knows. So, all these guys are together. They root for one another. You got the Seahawks season during the fall and the winter, and the Mariners are right there rooting for them. And then here come the Mariners in the spring and summer. The Seahawk players, start the OTAs and everything in spring. And they're rooting for the Mariners. They come out to the ballpark. They're up there in the suites. And it's a great camaraderie between the 2 organizations and the players because we buy into this community. I grew up in Chicago, but Seattle's my home. I've been here now for 41 years. And they buy into this place. And Cal Raleigh bought a home here. Before, we had a lot of guys who bought homes here and lived here. We had 8, 9 guys who lived here, years ago. And now we got J.P. Crawford and Cal Raleigh, and hopefully more guys will be here and make their homes here. But they buy into the community. They love the fan base, and I love what Josh Naylor said, at his press conference. I love the field. I can hit here. I love hitting here, but I love the fan base. The fans, really turned out in droves and sellout crowds and everything. But when you do that, it's a shared community between the football team and the baseball team and the Kraken, and the Rain, and any sports team in this community, colleges, University of Washington, Seattle U. We love this city, we love the fans, and everybody's in the same boat.
The voice of the Mariners, Rick Riz. The first preseason game is coming up 1 week from today. You can catch all the action all season long on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Or from baseball to football, President Trump has pardoned 5 former NFL players.
One getting a pardon is New York Jets Hall of Famer Joe Klecko.
I thank all the Hall of Famers who spoke up on my behalf.
He was convicted of perjury in an insurance fraud case. Also pardoned 3-time Super Bowl winner Nate Newton of the Cowboys, who pleaded guilty to drug trafficking. Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry were also convicted in drug cases. And the late Billy Cannon was pardoned. He admitted to counterfeiting in the 1980s. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
It's 5:54, and a check on the weather as you head into the weekend. Hopefully you get a nice long holiday weekend. For today, things are changing. We're going to see rain at times. We'll start off with showers this morning, but more steady rain for the afternoon hours. 48 the high, a little bit breezy. Tomorrow, not too bad. You might wake up to a few showers in the morning. Otherwise, cloudy with sun breaks and 48. Sunday looks mainly dry and 48. And then here come the showers again by Monday afternoon with a high of 45. Showers stick with us on Tuesday as well. Right now it is cloudy and 45 in Seattle. Coming up in the next hour, more of your day's local headlines, including that police shootout in Ballard. Also a couple of fatal crashes overnight. Sully will have those details. Plus, News Nation's Tom Dempsey breaks down the battle in D.C. over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Another government shutdown looms. That's on the way at 6:15. This is Seattle's Morning News. Our inbox is always open for your news, tips, and story ideas at mynorthwest.com. We'd love to hear from you, too. You can always contact the show by texting the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. That's at 888-973-5476. Friday morning, Seattle's Morning News. Charlie joins me next here on KIRO News Radio.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations to Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
The first few steps that I took in the morning were pretty painful.
This is Carlos.
I mean, I had been told by multiple orthopedic surgeons that there was no alternative for me.
That wasn't what he wanted to hear. You see, Carlos is an active guy.
I played basketball, and for 3 to 4 days after, my knees would just be so swollen. And now I can play basketball, and there is no swelling. There is no pain in the knees.
No swelling, no pain, because Carlos went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm just happy to be able to be out there. And then knowing that tomorrow I am not going to suffer for this.
What do you say to your friends and family who are in pain?
I say, I had horrible knee pain and stem cells really worked for me. You might want to go to Dr. Wagner, just get a consultation before you have surgery.
Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional.
If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's been almost 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie disappeared. They haven't named him, but for the first time, investigators do say they have a suspect. The armed, masked man seen on the 84-year-old's doorbell cam video the night she was kidnapped. They're asking for footage from neighbors as well. Correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti in Tucson.
Investigators are concentrating on a 2-mile radius surrounding Nancy Guthrie's home. They're looking for video from January 31st to February 2nd that may show any vehicle or person that appears out of place.
The FBI has doubled its reward to $100,000. The clock is ticking down to another possible partial government shutdown. Hold up for Democrats, immigration crackdowns. Correspondent Nicole Killian from Capitol Hill.
The Senate tried and failed to pass additional funding in a pair of votes Thursday. Many Democrats oppose additional money for ICE, which is part of DHS, until significant reforms are made to agents' conduct after 2 deadly shootings of U.S. citizens last month in Minneapolis. The potential shutdown could affect a host of other agencies within DHS, including FEMA, TSA, and the Coast Guard.
Hopeful news on consumer prices. They were up 2.4% in January. That is down from 2.7% in the month before and less than analysts expected. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
The Fed does not see inflation hitting its 2% annualized target until 2028. And for all of this year, it recently said that it looks for its preferred gauge of inflation to rise about 2.5% in 2026.
Classes at South Carolina State University are canceled today after a deadly shooting on campus last night.
The school says 2 people were killed and 1 was wounded in the shooting at an on-campus apartment. The victims' identities have not been released. The campus was locked down for 8 hours overnight. Sophomore Justin Woods was finally able to return to campus early this morning.
I just want all my fellow students to be safe out there.
After a pair of shootings during homecoming celebrations in October, in which a woman was killed, South Carolina State added more security patrols and more fencing along its perimeter. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
2 Americans, a French astronaut and a Russian cosmonaut, are on their way to the International Space Station this morning.
3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Dragon, and Godspeed Crew 12.
They blasted off from Cape Canaveral to replace the crew that came home earlier last month when one member developed a medical issue. They are expected to spend at least 8 months at the ISS after they arrive tomorrow afternoon. This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
6:03, time to check traffic on the threes. It's Friday morning with Chris Sullivan.
And it is Friday light to start the day, Charlie. Certainly, the one issue we have is just some slowing on northbound 167, north of the 516 interchange there in Kent, right there around the corner. I'm looking to see if we might have anything significant because we kind of went quickly all red there. All in all, 20 minutes from Auburn to Renton and 40 from Puyallup. If you're continuing up the corridor, Renton to Bellevue is only 20 minutes. Make that 15, actually. Federal Way to Seattle, 35 minutes. In the Tacoma area, South Tacoma, just be careful if you're heading southbound. We have the police working on the right-hand lane, southbound 5 at 56. Not much action around it. The lake bridges are fine. Coming down from the north end, only 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04. A deadly three-car crash on Highway 2 in Snohomish County left 3 people dead last night.
We get the details from KIRO 7's Dee Dee Sun.
The victims have been identified as 30-year-old Colin Brown from Mill Creek, 56-year-old James Kesri, and 52-year-old Elham Javadi. They are both from Woodinville. WSP says the cause of the crash is still unclear. The investigation is happening right now, but the highway is back open after being closed for several hours.
This comes after a deadly collision on Highway 97 in Klickitat County happened last night. State Patrol says it was just after 8 when a northbound vehicle crossed the center line, hit a southbound semi-truck. The driver of the northbound vehicle was killed at the scene. Truck driver not hurt. Unknown if drugs or alcohol were involved. Officials say no pedestrians were involved. Investigation is ongoing.
We are learning more about the shootout in Ballard yesterday evening. Officers shot a man multiple times during what investigators are calling a possible domestic violence incident, according to new information from the King County Sheriff's Office. Just before 5:40, police arrived at Northwest 62nd Street near the Ballard Community Center after a woman said a man she knew was following her. When officers approached, investigators say he pulled a gun. That's when both the man and the officer shot at each other. The man was shot multiple times. First responders rushed him to Harborview. He's recovering. One officer suffered a graze wound to the leg during the shooting. He was taken to a local hospital and released. A stray bullet also hit a window at Adams Elementary, damaging the teacher's lounge. No one inside the school was hurt.
Man on trial for severely beating a trans woman in the U District last March has been found guilty. Andre Carlo was charged with assault and a hate crime. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was there for yesterday's closing arguments.
Prosecutors told jurors the case is clear, that the victim, Andy Hosepel, was beaten at the hands of the defendant and that the attack was because she is trans. The defense argued Hosepel was not attacked at all, instead that she was involved in a fight.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's morning news on KIRO News Radio.
Well, here we are, Amanda. We've made it to Friday.
Oh, what a busy, crazy week, huh?
It has been.
But suddenly we turned the page and it's baseball season.
Yeah.
We all came down in Mariners gear this morning.
And you have your eye on the calendar, right?
Of course, it's Friday the 13th. It means nothing. Everything's fine.
Is that the ghost of Dave Ross?
It is. I like any chance to play that out.
Well, thanks for being here this morning. Chris Sullivan is along with us, keeping an eye on traffic on the threes. Producer David Burbank is finding all the good sound. Ian Douglas is filling in for Nick Tracia this morning. Good morning, Ian. And Jonah Oakley filling in for Katrina Gashard at the news desk.
And this hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control.
Coming up this hour, a partial government shutdown looms yet again as the White House and Democrats in Congress have failed to come to an agreement on funding for the Department of Homeland Security. We're going to check in with News Nation correspondent Tom Dempsey.
Also, Paul Holden has a weekend planner for us. And Sully, you had a chance to do something kind of cool yesterday at a crosswalk downtown.
Yeah, I got to turn on a traffic light.
Did you feel special?
Yeah, it's a brand new traffic light.
Cool.
And shout out to Adam from SDOT, who is a KIRO listener, listens to us every morning. Said, "Hey, I'm turning one on. You want to come down and flip the switch?" So yeah, we're going to tell you what that's like. It was fun.
Flipping switches with Sully. That could be a new feature.
Yeah, it could. I just don't make me try to say it because I'd probably mess that up.
It's 6:08 here on Seattle's Morning News. Well, the Federal Way City Council has removed Martin Moore as its president.
He posted a flyer for a student walkout to protest ICE on his official City Council social media account. Council member Jack Walsh was among those voting in favor of removing him.
Responsible position of leadership should not be encouraging minors to violate state law by being truant from school.
Though he won't be president, Moore will still serve on the council.
I will continue to lead without fear because I know
that the residents of this city want to work together and move forward, not play old school partisan games that drag all of us back.
Susan Honda has been elected as the new council president.
Linwood's police chief is clarifying a joint statement released this week about ICE activity.
The message, signed by Mayor George Hurst and Police Chief Cole Langdon, urged residents to report ICE activity and included a line condemning senseless acts of violence in Minneapolis against protesters. But Langdon tells the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770 AM, those words were written by the mayor, not him.
That is fully their stance, and that they have that right to make that statement.
But Langdon says as a police officer, he does not. He does say that Washington law bars Linwood police from enforcing immigration policy, because that's ICE's role. Frank Lindsay, KIRO Newsradio.
And we have reached out to Mayor Hurst for comment.
King County Executive is moving to ban federal immigration agents from all non-public county-owned property.
Federal immigration enforcement on its face feels like a national issue that's far away and outside the scope of King County. We're here today because it's not far away. This is as hyper-local as it gets.
In his first executive order since taking office, Gurmay Zahale is also directing $2 million to support immigrant and refugee communities with food, housing, and legal aid. The order also requires the sheriff's office to develop new guidance on how deputies interact with immigration agents. And the order includes upgrades to security cameras at Boeing Field to better monitor deportation flights.
Seattle police say they need your help to catch the person who killed 2 teenagers last month at a bus stop near Rainier Beach High School. Detective Eric Munoz says it happened around 4 p.m. January 30th.
The victims were shot by a gunman that was exiting the King County Metro bus, and our detectives would like to speak with any passengers that were on that bus with the gunman and may not have known it.
Now, that was the Route 106 bus. Police have not released any kind of suspect description.
A new review blames failed communications, unfair expectations, and cultural ignorance for a violent Seattle police response to protesters last spring. The Seattle Police Office of Inspector General looked at a 7-hour standoff at Cal Anderson Park on Capitol Hill. Demonstrators had gathered to protest to a conservative Christian group's rally. The confrontation led to 23 arrests, 16 reported uses of force by police. Body cam video captured one commander saying, quote, "We are going in this time with guns blazing. We are here to blank people up now." A police department representative apologized for that language during the review.
The 12s have raised thousands of dollars to repair damage to the historic Pioneer Square pergola. Some fans climbed the 117-year-old structure, shattering glass panels after the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Seattle Parks Foundation urged fans to chip in $12 each for repairs. The fundraiser has now surpassed $16,000.
Sound Transit set a ridership record during the Seahawks victory parade. More than 200,000 passengers packed the trains Wednesday. Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine called it the biggest day in our region's transit history. He said yesterday that number will likely go up once the staff finishes a more precise count.
Meet your new leadoff hitter, Mariners fans. Brendan Donovan is in Arizona for spring training. Says he's going to fit right in with the ball club.
When you come into an organization, you kind of ask, like, hey, what are some things I should be aware of, like rules or things, just so you kind of don't get caught off guard. And it was just like, we're going to prepare. We're going to be great people. And I was like, I like it.
Donovan comes to Seattle from St. Louis as part of a 3-team trade. He's coming off his first All-Star season and can play multiple positions. The Mariners' first spring training game is set for Friday, the 20th of February.
It's now 6:12. That's time for a check on the weather. And for that, we check in with KIRO 7 TV's Nick Allard. Happy Friday, Nick.
You too. And what you're noticing when you head out this morning is that we have some sprinkles on the radar in the South Sound. We have some rain at the coast, a little bit pushing north into the islands as well. But, you know, most areas not seeing a ton of precipitation, but yet with that, I absolutely had mist and drizzle and some sprinkles coming into the city a few hours ago. The bottom line is the atmosphere is just filled with moisture, and we're all more than likely going to see at least a few showers to get the day going. But between now and noon, it stays fairly light and a little spotty. After lunchtime, we're going to just see the rain pick up, and it stays wet all afternoon and evening. Highs are going to be from the 40s now, where it's significantly warmer than this time yesterday, to only the upper 40s. So it's not going to warm all that much compared to where it is now. And you'll more than likely see about 3 to 6 inches of snow for the passes later today, tonight, and into tomorrow morning. Now, speaking of tomorrow, I really don't think we're going to have much more than a few showers to start the day, maybe some around Everett and Seattle. The rest of your Valentine's Day, not going to be that wet. Really won't. In fact, you'll see increasing sun breaks and even increasing sun on Sunday, both days in the 40s. Next week, though, does stay cooler with daytime highs in the mid-40s and snow levels probably averaging about 1,000 feet, which means if anything's heavy, you occasionally could see a few wet snowflakes push down farther, or if you see anything that's consistent around 1,000 feet, like a North Bend, you might find some pockets of snow. It really does look not amazing at this point, meaning I don't see a lot of moisture yet, but this far out, it's just something I'm keeping an eye on. Overall, next week's going to feel a lot cooler, and anything that does fall would fall as snow for the mountains, so it's really good news because I know a lot of people are looking forward to some snow.
I think Nick is saying we're going to have a big snowstorm next week.
I think so. It's really going to pile up.
Goodness. I'm so glad you understand me.
Right now it's cloudy and 45 in Seattle.
It's time to check traffic now. Chris Sullivan has his eyes on the roads this Friday morning.
And we're doing really well so far across the board. We're looking at travel times that are super light. Starting to see just a little bit of building volume on southbound I-5 as you work your way past Northgate through the Forest Merge there. But overall, 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. It's pretty good. We're looking at Puyallup to Renton of about 35 minutes as well. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems for you guys. The drive southbound I-5, just south of Tacoma, they're right at 56. Police are doing something there over on the right-hand side of the road. Not a lot of action around it. And I'm looking for a little bit of help for anybody who's over on the Hood Canal Bridge. I have reports of a crash. They're kind of at the north end part of the bridge. They're across the water, but that might be impacting both directions. So I'll have more for you on that in 10 minutes. This traffic report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repairs earn local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's morning news on KIRO News Radio.
Well, stop me if this sounds familiar, Amanda. Looming government shutdown.
Stop. Once again, we're on the brink of a partial government shutdown as talks between Congress and the White House over funding for the Department of Homeland Security stalled out.
Okay, so what's the full extent this time? We're going to call up News Nation correspondent Tom Dempsey. Here we go again, Tom.
Yeah, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Good morning from Washington, D.C. I'm actually at the White House as we speak. And a short while ago, I got to speak with White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who blamed this situation on Democrats, saying they want a shutdown, and it's an unfortunate situation. And to be fair to Caroline Leavitt, I'm sure if we were to talk with Democrats right now, we might hear something similar about Republicans and the White House team. So to get listeners up to speed, this is where we're at right now, a government shutdown of exclusively the Department of Homeland Security will go into effect at midnight tonight if no deal gets reached between the two sides. And, you know, like I was just saying there, right now it appears very likely that's going to happen. On one side, you have Democrats very much pushing for some changes to federal law enforcement and immigration enforcement. They want officers like ICE officers to take off their masks and require, identification on them and, more use of judicial warrants if those officers are going into private property. But on the other side, you have Republicans raising some concerns, saying that, ICE is being unfairly targeted right now. They've raised some safety concerns about, requiring officers to take off their masks and things of that matter. And that sort of brings us to today. The negotiations very much stalled right now, and it does appear very likely that this shutdown will happen.
Tom, is there any Republican support for some of these changes?
Yeah, some of them, and that's the key word, some of those, there are some, approval of, but, there have been concerns of, doxing. If you're not familiar with that term, it's, when the public or protesters learn of an identity of a police officer and then they, protest outside their home or, make a threatening phone call, perhaps. There's concerns about that if you require ICE officers or other federal law enforcement to take off their masks and always have proper identification on them. So, it's just going back and forth. We know the White House did submit a counter proposal to Democrats, but Democrats described that as inadequate. So, again, we're just seeing this back and forth, both sides blaming the other. And all the while, this deadline to reach a deal is just getting closer and really no signs of any sort of major breakthrough.
Okay, so what would this shutdown look like, Tom?
So the big thing is if this shutdown drags on, I think in the short term we might not see many impacts, but this is the Department of Homeland Security that we're talking about. So things that fall under that, the TSA, listeners out there, if this shutdown drags on, you might see flight delays. TSA agents working without pay. That's led to some of them calling out sick in the past when we deal with long shutdowns. FEMA has raised some concerns about disaster aid. Again, if this drags on and there's a catastrophic, winter storm or something like that, funding could be at risk of, paying for cleanup and things of that matter. We're talking about 22,000 Department of Homeland Security employees being furloughed. There's 250,000 other employees who would remain on the job, but some of them would be working without pay. So, we heard from the Secret Service earlier this week about how that could lead to, morale going down among agents there. So there are definitely some concerns out there. And as far as listeners are concerned, one of the impacts they could see, like I said, are flight delays with the TSA being impacted.
What's the connection between FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security?
I'm sorry, what was that question?
What's the connection between FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security?
FEMA falls under the Department of Homeland Security. So again, when we're talking about these agencies being impacted, the Department of Homeland Security, the Coast Guard falls under that. The Department of, other things like ICE fall under that. What's really interesting is because ICE largely will not be impacted by this government shutdown, and that's because ICE received tens of billions of dollars under the One Big Beautiful Bill. So, this whole negotiation and this debate about DHS funding kind of revolves around ICE and what's happening in Minnesota, and yet ICE is not really going to be impacted by all this. So that's part of the other side you're hearing from Republicans in the White House is that, this is kind of a waste of time because, Democrats are pushing for changes to ICE, but they're not really going to be impacted by this.
Okay, Tom, tell me I'm crazy, but...
You're crazy.
I think we all know that. I think the base for both parties is just so far apart. It seems like I don't think there's going to be any agreement anytime soon. I think both sides see this as a winning issue.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. And that's the thing. There are really, there's chatter of, how long might this shutdown last? Because the last time this happened, rewind 2 weeks ago, they agreed on a 2-week, what's known as a CR, layman's terms, it keeps funding at current levels. But again, that deadline is very much running out. So what's different about this, fast forward 2 weeks is that, just yesterday, Tom Homan, the border czar, announced a drawdown of, federal law enforcement in Minnesota. Also different now, our lawmakers are heading home. There's a recess. They're not going to be in session until, all week next week, they will not be in session. So they might be hearing more from voters. Is the general public out there going to be, insisting on, these changes to ICE, or are they going to be saying Democrats are kind of, asking for too much and, we support law enforcement type thing? We just don't know yet. But, there's definitely chatter going around right now about how long this particular shutdown might last with the Department of Homeland Security.
So if I'm driving up to Canada or coming back down specifically, are those Border Patrol guys and gals not going to be getting paid?
Well, that's the thing here is that, with Border Patrol is also, they received some money too under the One Big Beautiful Bill. And they go circling back to what I was saying a short while ago, is that so much of this discussion right now and this debate revolves around ICE and Border Patrol and how agents are conducting themselves and, big changes that Democrats want to see. And yet they're not really being impacted by this pending shutdown. And that's, an interesting part of all of this because it's such a core part of the whole argument right now.
All right. We'll be watching for your updates, Tom. Thank you so much. News Nation correspondent Tom Dempsey.
Tom said I'm not crazy.
Oh, I said you are.
Okay. Well, I think you might overrule Tom then. It's coming up on 623. We're going to check in with Chris Sullivan for traffic on the threes.
You're certainly crazy. That's 2 out of 3. David?
Oh, yeah. Tom's a specialist in politics, not in psychology. So I would say you are crazy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the evidence is well documented.
Surely Ian in the control room does not think I'm crazy.
It sounds like the deck is kind of stacked against you here.
Man.
And stop calling him Shirley. Okay, I want to thank our good friend. Sorry, I want to thank our good friend Tim, who hit me up on the text line. Let me know we got a pretty nasty crash at the west end or north end, depending on what you call it. There of the Hood Canal Bridge, and so we're doing one-lane alternating traffic there, both the directions. So that's what we're seeing there. I can't quite see it on the cams because it's a little dark there, but that's the issue that we're dealing with. And again, thank you, Tim, and to all our great texters at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, who really keep me ahead of most things and then help me spread the word. Now, to this side of the water, we are starting to see some brake lights on southbound 5 approaching Northgate. Really nothing too super significant. It's 40 minutes from Everett into Seattle, 40 as well from Everett into Bellevue. That's because of some brake lights out of Linwood. Northbound 405, looking at Renton to Bellevue at about 18 minutes. Valley Freeway's not too bad at all, under 40. Federal Way to Seattle, also under 40. Olympia to Tacoma's got no problems. No problems in Tacoma on I-5 either. Checking in to see if there might be something going on 99 through Fife. Haven't found anything specific as of yet, but I am checking. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, we're going to get wet today, see some showers to start the morning hours, and then more steady rain for the afternoon, 48 the high. A few showers tomorrow when you wake up, otherwise should dry out for the afternoon, and 48. Sunday looks mainly dry, and then the showers return on Monday for the holiday. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 45.
Coming up, more on what we've learned about officers shooting a man in Ballard yesterday, and there were some deadly car crashes overnight.
We'll also have your opening bell report here on Seattle's Morning News.
12s, you sure know how to turn up.
Parade Day is finally here.
Yeah, 12s! We talk about 12 as one. Look at all the 12s in this stadium right here. See how powerful this is?
We have one goal, and that was to bring this home to the best fans in the world. This is for y'all. Love.
The celebration continues.
I love this city.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, KIRO News Radio.
Where you buy your vehicle matters. At Subaru Puyallup, it's about safety for every drive, confidence in every season, and a buying experience that is stress-free. It starts with friendly experts who listen and continues with stress-free pricing, an easy process, and a genuine care that lasts the life of your Subaru. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event through March 31st, enjoy extra savings. Subaru of Puyallup, part of the Harnish Auto family. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com, your stress-free dealership.
Hi, I'm Jen from Sky Nursery. If you're like me, you're itching to get out in the garden and get your hands in the soil. So check out Sky's full schedule of gardening events to help you get ready for spring. Learn about pruning fruit trees, tips for roses, a 2-day Wonders of Willow festival, hanging basket workshops, and more. Want to grow your own vegetables? I'll be sharing insights from 2 decades of veggie gardening in the Northwest. Anyone can do it. Learn more and get ready for spring at skynursery.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. For a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchie's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
no extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life.
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchies.
Worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchies worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than a tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts for 34 years. Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from Eastlake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 6:30. We are learning more about the late-night shootout near the Ballard Community Center yesterday.
Seattle police say officers shot a man multiple times during what they're calling a possible domestic violence incident. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin.
Police tell us as soon as officers got here, the situation quickly became violent. Neighbors telling us that they were shocked and really just confused to hear those gunshots because this is normally a very quiet neighborhood.
Police say they received reports a man was stalking a woman. When officers arrived, investigators say the man pulled out a gun. The guy was shot multiple times. First responders rushed him to Harborview, where he's currently recovering. One officer was hit in the leg with a stray bullet. He was released from the hospital with minor injuries. A stray bullet also hit a window at nearby Adams Elementary School, damaging the teacher's lounge. No one inside the school was hurt.
2 people are dead after a 3-car crash on Highway 2 near Gold Bar. The State Patrol says it happened yesterday near milepost 31. The highway was fully blocked for some time, but is now open again.
ICE may soon have a new base of operations in Tequila. According to leasing documents obtained by Wired Magazine, the Riverfront Technical Park office building in Tequila could become a new address for ICE offices. Saby Corporation owns Riverfront Technical Park, also owns the building where the DHS office is located along Tequila International Boulevard. So far, no comment from ICE.
Thousands of kids took the day off Wednesday for the Super Bowl parade, but aside from that, attendance is improving across the state. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
According to State School Superintendent Chris Rakedahl, about 73% of Washington students attended classes regularly last year. That means they missed no more than 18 days, and that includes both excused and unexcused absences.
We want you in school every day. The real world demands your attention on work or family or faith on a regular basis.
Attendance last year was up 5.6% from where it was during the 2021-2022 school year. That was the lowest point during the pandemic. but we're still not back to pre-pandemic levels. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Deputies in Thurston County successfully used a grappler device last night to end a high-speed chase on Stillicum Road. The pursuit began when a sergeant spotted a driver running a red light, speeding past several stop signs. They say the driver refused to pull over, leading to the use of the grappler. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon.
The driver refused to pull over, so deputies used that grappler to catch the car on I-5. But that's not where it ended. Suspect refused to get out of the car, so deputies used what they call a sting ball distraction device to get that person to surrender. Deputies say that suspect appeared extremely intoxicated and had an injury on their face. Now they're in jail.
It's 6:33. Time for a check on the Friday Drive. And for that, here's Chris Sullivan.
Overall, it's not too bad. We're enjoying a Friday light across the board in most places. I'm going to start over on the across the water, where we do have an issue on the Hood Canal Bridge at the north or west end, depending on what you call it. Their traffic is alternating one lane at a time because of this crash. Again, and there is some slowing in both directions. So on this side of the water, we are dealing with a relatively light day. We do have brake lights getting into the Northgate area. We're looking at about a 40-minute trip to go from Everett to Seattle, a little under 40 from Everett to Bellevue with the brake lights there getting into and through Canyon Park. Valley Freeway also about 40 minutes. Rented to Bellevue is under 20. Olympia to Tacoma looks really good. We've cleared the crash on southbound 5 at 56 that was in South Tacoma. And I'm also looking for a crash in Fife, right at 99 at about Alexander there, just kind of around the Port of Tacoma, that might be impacting both directions of traffic. So I'm working to confirm more information on that. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Taking a look at the forecast, occasional showers, even rain at times, a high of 48. Tomorrow, we start to dry out. A few early showers, a high of 48 with afternoon sun breaks. Sun breaks and dry on Sunday. 48 for a high. Showers make a comeback starting Monday. Right now in Seattle, we have cloudy skies. It's 45.
And it's 6:35. Time for our opening bell report. Inflation cooled in January. The consumer price index dropped to 2.4% from a year earlier, down from 2.7% in December. Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick says energy prices were down, offsetting increases in food and shelter prices. He warns the drop in energy prices could be temporary.
We can't always bet on that. All it takes is one conflict in the Middle East or some sort of weather event somewhere around the country to shut down a refinery, and we can have gasoline prices rising all of a sudden.
Saks Fifth Avenue is leaving the Pacific Northwest again. The luxury retailer will close its Fifth Avenue Club in Bellevue's Intercontinental Hotel tomorrow. It's just 6 months after returning to the Puget Sound region. SOAR has already cleared out its merchandise. Been a rough year for the company. Its parent company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy last month.
The general counsel of Goldman Sachs is stepping down after her name appeared in the Epstein files.
Catherine Rumler, who served as White House counsel under President Obama, met with Jeffrey Epstein more than 20 times. In an email exchange with someone whose name was redacted, Rumler said she adored Epstein and likened him to an older brother. The exchanges between Rumler and Epstein took place several years after he pleaded guilty to prostitution charges in Florida in 2008. 3 years ago, Rumler said she regretted ever knowing Epstein. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
It feels like the essence of Volkswagen. This is Jeff Gilbert with the Car Chronicles. As Volkswagen works to become more American and bulks up its utility lineup, its sedan lineup has now shrunk to two. The largest one is now the Jetta, which has its own unique style among compact cars. Now, the vehicle Volkswagen let me try out really felt like it was in between compact and midsize. It felt well put together, handled nicely, and recently had a mild update. Still, it does feel a bit dated, maybe not quite up to some of its sedan competitors. Still, you have a nice-sized trunk, decent 34-mile-per-gallon fuel economy, and a competitive price, mostly in the upper 20s. Now, it's not as loaded with technology as some competitors either. Still, the Volkswagen Jetta is a solid, well-put-together sedan that gets 4 out of 5 stars. With a Car Chronicles test drive, I'm Jeff Gilbert, CBS News.
News.
Earlier this month, President Trump launched his Trump RX website meant to help lower the cost of some prescription drugs. So far, at least 43 drugs are listed on the site, offering a way for people to get some medication at a discount from their list price. It includes weight loss drugs like Wegovy and medicines commonly used during the IVF process. The website, however, does not directly sell the drugs. CBS News Money Watch reporter Megan Cerullo has more on how it works and who will actually benefit.
What experts say is that 8 of the drugs on Trump RX offer the lowest price available. In 33 cases, the same savings are available elsewhere. And in 15 instances, generic versions of the name brand drugs are available at even lower costs.
Older Americans are increasingly on the lookout for a roommate, not just because they want to relive their youth, but actually because housing costs are now so high, a roommate is their only way to make the rent. Here's CBS's Elaine Quijano.
More than 1 million Americans age 65 and over lived with unrelated roommates in 2024, a 16% increase from 2019.
If you didn't have a roommate, could Social Security, you think, cover all your expenses?
Barely. What really helps is working at Costco 3 days a week.
It's not just tenants in major cities. In 2024, older homeowners nationwide listing spare rooms for rent increased by 63%.
Well, the tech sector once again proved to be a big drag on the stock market as Wall Street fell below its recent record-setting highs. Here's CBS News business reporter Jason Brooks.
Cisco was the catalyst in the tech sell-off as it plunged double digits on higher memory chip costs, and Cisco is a crucial supplier in the AI infrastructure spending boom. Shares in Apple and Amazon were also slammed, and that sent the major averages tumbling lower, with the Dow back below 50,000. The blue chip index plummeted 669 points to 49,452. The Nasdaq dropped 469 points to 22,597, and the S&P lost 108 points to 6832. Existing home sales in January plunged more than 8% from the prior month. Jason Brooks, CBS News.
And as the trading day opens, the Dow is down another 163 points. The S&P 500 is off by 11, and the Nasdaq has dropped 96.
While the world watches winter sports, important news and weather don't take a break. As athletes take to the ice, KIRO 7 News is here, so you know what's happening now. Check in and catch up on live breaking news as it happens, in-depth investigations that impact your safety and wallet, and KIRO 7 pinpoint weather that prepares when winter is no game. When you need to know, we're here, always updating, always new, always on. KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, 6, and 7 p.m. only on KIRO 7 TV.
Okay, Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're enjoying a Friday light, Charlie. Our biggest issue is actually on the Hood Canal Bridge, and I want to make sure people are aware of it, so we'll break it down for you next.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast. They know they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations, it's Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free? Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free? Really?
Really. free. It's part of A to Z savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Coming up on 6:43, we check traffic on the 3s with Chris Sullivan.
And our biggest issue is a pretty nasty crash on the north or west corner of the Hood Canal Bridge. The traffic is the road's blocked, basically, so they're alternating traffic around the scene of the crash, and this is impacting both directions. Fortunately, there isn't a huge backup because there isn't a lot of volume up there at this particular moment, but that is our one actual issue on the board. The rest of the map is certainly Friday light. 405 northbound has a few more customers that we normally see, maybe up past SR 900 getting out of Renton, but under 20 minutes to get you to Bellevue is pretty good, and we're under 40 from Puyallup to Renton. There's some hesitation out of Auburn. There's a little slowing out of Federal Way as well on northbound I-5, really just kind of the yellow on the map, not red, past the Kent Des Moines Road, and then the north end part of that drive is pretty good. 40 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Through the forced merge on southbound I-5, right where we lose the express lanes in Northgate, just a little bit of hesitation there. Really not much at all. 40 minutes from Everett into Seattle, a little under 40 from Everett into Bellevue with the brake lights there in the Canyon Park area. And we're also working with a crash in the Fife area on the Pacific Highway there, 99, right near Alexander. It looks like we're impacting both directions there. Again, not a huge amount of traffic right there at the moment, and I'm waiting to get some more information from Fife PD to confirm exactly what we're dealing with there. This report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio's app. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO News Radio app, listen to your favorite shows, and get the latest news and updates sent right to your phone.
Our forecast, and we're going to see showers this morning, picking up to steady rain for the afternoon hours, 48 or high. Few showers for tomorrow morning when you wake up, but then we should dry out, 48 again. Mainly dry on Sunday. On Monday, look for some showers late in the day. Showers continue on Tuesday. It's 45 in Seattle right now.
Just to be clear, that was Sully and not me.
Yes, it was not me.
It was not Manda. That was Sully.
I've had this cold for 1 month.
Oh, everybody.
1 month, and I'm still sniffing and sneezing and
Thank you for
coughing.
the sound effects.
Sorry, I thought I turned my mic off.
Guess just share it with you.
Yeah, haven't made anybody sick except for everyone.
Okay.
Right?
You have something a little less gross coming up?
I don't know. Yeah, I got invited down by the Seattle Department of Transportation to go turn on a new traffic light, so who wouldn't want to do that?
Okay.
And I did, and we'll break down what happened coming up next.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
If you've been injured in a car accident, you have two choices. Handle everything yourself or hire an experienced attorney. Go it alone, and you'll be on the phone with insurance adjusters, chasing medical records, fighting for lost wages, and trying to figure out what your case is really worth. Hire the right attorney, and they take all that off your plate so you can focus on getting better. Harold Carr Law Offices has a dedicated team of 48 people and more than 35 years of experience handling car accident cases right here in our community. Harold Carr Law Offices handles big cases and small ones while still treating their clients like family. Here's the difference they make. They save you time, reduce your stress, and get you significantly more money than you'd ever get on your own. Harold Carr Law Offices fights for you at no out-of-pocket cost to you. If you're in a car accident, call them right away. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
Thank you, Dr. Wagner. I have a really bad left hip. In fact, this other doctor's like, well, you're going to have to get a hip replacement. I was like, oh, my God. He goes, how old are you? I told him, well, you're going to have to wait a couple of years because we don't want you to wear the hip out. We want you and the hip to both go to heaven together. I was like, well, in the meantime, well, try stretching, aspirin. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm in pain. I can't sleep. I could barely walk. I'd get off a plane and I'm like struggling to even make it down the ramp. I go to see Dr. Wagner. He explains to me how the stem cell procedure works. It's 90 minutes, and I'm telling you right now, I love it. So rather than surgery, make an appointment to see Dr. Wagner. It could be the game changer for you, like it's been for a whole bunch of other people as well. So whether it's your hip or your wrist or your shoulder, your knee, check out Dr. Mark Wagner. I'm telling you right now, stem cell procedure could be the answer for you, as it's been for me. You want to find out more? drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
You informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
6:49. Now, you ever wonder what it takes to turn on a set of traffic lights? I stay up late at night, Manda.
I've never really given that much thought.
Well, Sully has.
Sully obsesses about these things, though.
Yes, and he got...
Because he's our traffic conduit.
Something fun to do.
Yeah, we have a listener, one of the many who work for a bunch of agencies around the town. Adam works for SDOT, and he hit me up last week. He's like, hey, you want to come down and turn on a new traffic signal? And I was like, who is this and why and what's going on? And so Adam reached me out yesterday. He's like, yeah, I'm commissioning this new signal over on Westlake. He's a traffic light inspector. He's the one that makes sure everything is ready to go before they actually turn on a light. And they're putting on this one over there as part of the safety improvements. So I went down there yesterday and turned it on.
This is exciting.
You look so official.
So I'm turning on the new signal here at Westlake and Holiday here, right next to the lovely Lake Union. So what do I need to do, Adam? What do I need to do to turn this thing on?
So right now the signal's in flash condition.
It's flashing red?
Yeah, and we are ready to come out of that into commission mode. And doing so, you're just going to turn on controller on right there, and that'll apply power, and then it'll do its self-diagnostics.
All right,
and
do
that'll
we
be
say
the
some
signal.
sort of engineer's prayer, electrician's prayer, or do we just go, let there be light? I don't know. How does it work?
Well, as soon as you hit that switch, I'm going to hit a stop timer, and I'm going to ensure that it comes up in the appropriate amount of time.
All right, here we go. Let's turn on this light. Here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Bingo.
And then out here.
The lights are on. Yeah, well, there you go.
Interesting.
So, is this a brand new signal?
Brand new signal. They're putting it
because
because of the way the bus service, they're improving the bus service, adding rapid along Westlake. Those blocks there isn't a safe place to cross. And so this was basically a pedestrian light that they're putting in to allow people to go back and forth to catch the bus. And so this was a new light that they put in. It's really interesting. When I first got there, that electric box was empty. And then they went and just kept bringing in component after component and plugging them in. Each one, they keep track of the colors, the timing, all the stuff for ADA and whatnot, and saw they were working on everything. And then, I just got to flip the switch. It's pretty cool. Adam's a daily listener, and I want to thank him a lot for reaching out and having us do that.
Not everyone gets to do that.
Do you think Adam might be able to take care of the lights, I don't know, around 4 in the morning, leading from the Mercer Street off-ramp to
He can.
I could use some help with that,
He's your guy. I asked him if we could get rid of that to no left turn, to Valley Ave. I asked him so that might be above his pay grade. But no, he's our guy, though.
What's a little crazy is I don't know what goes on because, Eastlake is an older street with older their lights. But there's so much construction. Streets are literally blocked off, and we have to wait for the long green on the side street, which the other half is blocked off. We're just waiting and waiting.
You really stop
and you
at that
always
one?
wait. You wait there. You follow the law. You wait there.
I am
time.
a rule follower. How dare you insinuate I might not follow a rule and get myself a ticket, David?
Yeah, well, they're going to be he's going to be working on the lights on this side too, redoing the other ones. So yeah, I mean I've got my conduit now.
Oh,
inside SDOT,
right.
And he's happy to do it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he had authority to do this, but yeah, it was great to see. There's a lot that kind of goes into it, but yeah, turning it on was just as easy as flipping a switch.
And what was pretty fun is if you're just listening, you didn't see the video, but there's like this plexiglass thing you flip up before you turn the switch. I mean, there's like a fail safe in there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like.
And the real cool thing about this, there's a wire that holds to a button. That if, say, the traffic was not moving at all, engineers can open up that box and sit there and manually turn the lights. And I was like, where do I get that and put it in my car? He goes, well, trust me, everybody wants one of those.
Yeah.
And put it in the car. By the way, I'm not sure where this lives yet. It might be on our KIRO News Radio YouTube feed or TikTok or Instagram.
Pretty cool.
But I put a 5-minute video together talking to Adam Elwood from SDOT. He kind of explaining everything, watching them do all the stuff, and then the switch flipping. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I kind of geeked out there yesterday. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, there you go. If you've ever wondered, you probably never have. But there you go.
Learn though. No, I had never even thought about it, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the most simple lights because there's really only two directions and then the crosswalk. If you go down to Mercer, where there are all the multiple lights and multiple possibilities, there's a lot more. I probably wouldn't be qualified to flip that switch.
You can push buttons.
Yes, I can.
Sully.
I push yours daily.
What's going on in traffic?
Well, our one and only crash on the board is causing problems in both directions of 104 across the Hood Canal Bridge. We've got a crash at the north end or the west end, depending on what you call it. We have alternating traffic there, so that's why there is slowing in both directions. Rest of the map looks pretty good. Even the slowing on I-5 as we work our way down past Northgate. Only 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle. We're under 40 from Everett to Bellevue. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems for you guys. Tacoma itself is quiet. Federal Way to Seattle, we're looking at about a 40-minute trip, maybe a little under. Same travel time for Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is under 20 minutes. The lake bridges are still good. And we're still working with a crash right there in the Fife area, right near the Port of Tacoma on Pacific Highway, right there at Alexander. Still waiting to get more information from Fife PD on what they're dealing with. This report brought to you by Bradley Johnson Lawyers and 1-800-DUI-AWAY, serving the Pacific Northwest for over 30 years with hundreds of 5-star reviews. 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com.
Another change in the weather. We're going to see rain at times, starting off with just some light showers this morning. 48. It'll be more steady rain in the afternoon. For tomorrow, maybe some showers when you wake up. Otherwise, a mostly dry day and 48. Dry on Sunday, but here come the showers again on the holiday Monday. Right now in Seattle, cloudy and 45.
Remember, you can always text the show on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. You are listening to Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
We're the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The FBI has just added Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping to its most wanted list and released a poster featuring a photo of the 84-year-old next to doorbell cam video images of the masked suspect. Investigators are asking people who live nearby to recheck their own surveillance cameras for potential clues prior to Guthrie's disappearance. Retired FBI profiler Mary Ellen O'Toole.
Talking to neighbors and getting their camera footage is extremely important because I believe that he has been in that neighborhood before.
The FBI describes him as around 5'9" with an average build, carrying a black Ozark backpack the night Guthrie vanished almost 2 weeks ago. Another partial government shutdown looms at midnight after Democrats balked at funding for DHS over ICE operations. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Unless there are really strong, meaningful reforms to rein in ICE and stop the violence, there will not be Democratic votes to fund ICE and extend the awful status quo that now exists.
The Pentagon is sending another aircraft carrier to the Middle East.
Sources tell CBS News the U.S.'s most advanced carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, and its escort ships are expected to head from the Caribbean to the Middle East as President Trump threatens Iran with military action if it doesn't agree to curb its nuclear program.
They should have made a deal the first time, and they got Midnight Hammer instead. And this will be very traumatic for Iran if they don't make a deal.
The Ford strike group will join the USS Abraham Lincoln and its carrier strike group, which arrived in the Middle East last month. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The pace of annual inflation slowed down last month to 2.4%. That's down from 2.7 in December and the lowest it's been in the past 5 years. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
We get a lot of help here from energy prices. That brings down the headline CPI. Gasoline prices down sharply lower.
The rate of increase for apartment rents slowed too. Analysts do not expect the new numbers to change minds at the Fed on its wait-and-see stance on interest rates. NASA and SpaceX launched a new mission to the International Space Station this morning to replace a crew that returned to Earth early last month after one member got sick. Former NASA astronaut Mike Massimino.
Now with the 4 new crew members coming up, 3 for the U.S. side, they're going to be able to get back to that full complement of experiments, get back to the science.
One experiment involves an ultrasound system that uses AI and augmented reality. This hour's tally on the GoFundMe for James Vanderbeek's family.
I don't want to wait.
Nearing $2.2 million. The Dawson's Creek star died Wednesday after a battle with colorectal cancer. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Can I take your coat?
7:03 now. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan. He is not wearing a coat, but he is checking traffic.
That's because I just checked it. You heard the person ask me, and I gave it. Looking at northbound I-5, not too bad from Federal Way to Seattle, under 40 minutes. The heaviest braking there, right past the West Seattle Bridge. Rented to Bellevue, not bad either. 20 minutes. We're definitely Friday light across the board. Valley Freeway is under 40. Coming down from the north end, give yourself about 40 from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, just to account for a couple of minutes lost. But overall, even through Northgate, it's really not all bad. Across the water, though, we do have an issue on the Hood Canal Bridge at this point. It looks like a crash on the north or the west corner, depending on how you call it there on 104. The crash happened early this morning, but there's enough debris and damage that we're alternating traffic there, one lane at a time, impacting both directions. So that's our one crash of the morning. This report brought to you by Simply Seattle. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear, both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, and more. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning at 7:04. A man was shot yesterday evening in Ballard. This is after police say the man pulled a gun on them.
KIRO 7's Brooke Griffin spoke with a neighbor who said he was shocked to hear gunshots in his normally quiet neighborhood.
It's crazy. It's like you never really seen anything like this in this area, so pretty surprising to hear, but I heard all the cop cars going by.
Just before 5:40, police were sent to Northwest 2nd Street near the Ballard Community Center after a woman said she was being followed by a man she knew. When officers approached, officials say he pulled out a gun. Shots were exchanged. The man was hit several times and taken to Harborview. One officer was injured and later released from the hospital. A stray bullet also struck a window at nearby Adams Elementary School, but no one inside the school was hurt.
2 people are dead after a 3-car crash on Highway 2 near Gold Bar. State Patrol says it happened last night near milepost 31. The highway was fully blocked, but is now fully open again.
And one person was killed in a head-on collision on Highway 97 in Klickitat County overnight. State Patrol says the driver crossed the center line and hit a semi. Troopers are awaiting tests to see if drugs or alcohol were involved. The semi driver is okay.
Seattle police are apologizing after body camera video caught a commander making violent threats during a protest last spring. The commander was recorded saying, quote, "We are going in this time with guns blazing. We are past talking." Happened during a 7-hour standoff at Cal Anderson Park, where demonstrators had gathered to protest a conservative Christian group's rally. A review by the Seattle Police Office of the Inspector General found failed communications and cultural ignorance contributed to the bad outcome. 23 people were arrested and police used force 16 times during the confrontation.
It was the biggest day in our region's transit history. Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine says more than 200,000 people rode the trains Wednesday Saturday for the Seahawks victory parade. That number, he says, could climb once the final count's in.
Sound Transit has a Valentine's Day gift for light rail riders. Starting tomorrow, the agency kicks off final testing ahead of the 2 lines Cross Lake connection, which opens March 28th. That means way more trains for everyone. Riders will see double the service between International District Chinatown and the Linwood City Center. The existing 2 line from downtown Redmond to South Bellevue will run until midnight. Test trains will travel the full future route from Redmond across Lake Washington through Seattle and up to Linwood.
A new Purple Alert program in Washington is closer to reality. The push comes as an Arlington man has been missing for a year now. His family urges lawmakers to make the alert active statewide. Here's KIRO 7's Ranji Sinha.
The family of Jonathan Wong earlier this year testified in favor of the bill, and Wong, who has autism, disappeared last March from the family's home here in Arlington. So clearly this community has a vested interest in this. The hope is that having more people included in the alert system will speed up the process for finding people like Wong. A group of high school seniors at Lake Washington High School actually advocated for it. The Purple Alert would be similar to Silver Alerts for older people.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Why do I suddenly feel like roller skating again?
You should be dancing.
I'll be dancing on my roller skates. Danger, danger. Hey, it's Friday the 13th. Oh, there will be no dancing on roller skates then. He's Charlie Harger. I'm Manda Factor. Chris Sullivan keeping an eye on traffic for us.
Of course, we have producer David Burbank in the studio with us today. Jonah Oakleaf is out at the news desk. And Ian Douglas is filling in for Nick at the board and choosing the music this morning.
And coming up this hour of the show, CBS White House correspondent Natalie Brand will break down the move from the Trump administration that has environmental activists outraged.
And in today's 7:35 commentary, some homework for everyone while I'm out next week. You need to keep your eye on the state legislature for one particular issue.
It's 7:08. King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai is moving to block federal immigration agents from accessing non-public county facilities.
We've all seen the terror that communities are experiencing at the hands of ICE, the kidnappings, the raids, the family separations, the unjustified killings.
His first executive order also dedicates $2 million for immigrant and refugee services, including housing and legal aid. It also calls for new sheriff's office guidance on working with immigration agents and improved security cameras at Boeing Field to track deportation flights.
Federal Way City Council has voted to remove Martin Moore as council president. This week's 4-3 vote came after Moore shared a student flyer supporting a walkout protesting ICE on his official council president social media account.
Some of my colleagues chose to politicize a decision I made simply because I lead differently than them.
Councilmember Melissa Hamilton says Moore has repeatedly used the council president platform to advance personal and political causes.
Struggled to separate his outside political and board membership roles from his responsibilities to the city.
Councilmember Susan Honda was elected as his replacement, but Moore will still serve on the council.
Linwood Police Chief Cole Langdon is distancing himself from a joint statement with Mayor George Hurst that urged residents to report ICE activity and criticized the, quote, questionable removal of their neighbors at the hands of ICE. Langdon tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red 770 the mayor wrote those lines.
The mayor has an absolute right to make those statements. I do not in my role in order to be a legitimate public safety leader.
Langdon says his message is Linwood police don't enforce immigration law. ICE does. We have reached out to Mayor Hurst for comment.
Guilty of second-degree assault, guilty of a hate crime. Those were the verdicts in the hate crime trial of 39-year-old Andre Carlo. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch was in court for the verdict.
It took the jury of 6 men and 6 women less than 4 hours to arrive at their verdicts. Most jurors didn't want to talk about the case, but juror number 3 did. He says it was the totality of the state's case, the victim's testimony, and that of witnesses that led to the verdicts.
Andy Hopettle's own account was compelling. The other people, at every point, there was someone else who had witnessed or heard the same kind of things, and so cumulatively it was convincing.
Carlo faces 5 to 7 years in prison when sentenced later this year. At the King County Courthouse in Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The search continues for the person who shot and killed 2 students near Rainier Avenue South and Henderson Street last month. Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says the 17 and 18-year-old boys were targeted after getting off the Route 106 King County Metro bus. It happened January 30th around 4 in the afternoon.
It's always great when witnesses come forward, and at this point in the investigation, we're asking for a few more people to come forward. We just want to piece this together, and we want to find this individual.
You can call 206-233-5000 with tips, and yes, you can remain anonymous.
2 Seattle elementary schools are getting the district's highly capable program this September. Alki Elementary in West Seattle and Rainier View Elementary in Rainier Valley were picked because of their locations and available classroom space. The program offers advanced learning for students who qualify beginning in the 2nd grade. According to the Seattle Times, enrollment is open now through the end of March.
Well, the Mariners' newest player sounds like a perfect fit. Brendan Donovan arrived at the spring training facility in Arizona and told the media he aims to be the most prepared player on the field.
And I play really hard. I think that's something that, your effort, your mentality, all that, those are things that you can control in this crazy game. So that's something that I just try to play like my hair is on fire.
Expect Donovan to be the M's leadoff hitter when the season starts. He's coming off an all-star season in St. Louis. The M's acquired him in a 3-team trade, and the Mariners' first spring training game is set for 1 week from today. When we were talking to the voice of the Mariners, Rick Rizz, yesterday, he seemed pretty excited about this acquisition.
Sure did. Okay, 7:12, and that means it's time to get a check on the weather. And KIRO 7 meteorologist Nick Allard is here with a look at the weekend and maybe a little change in the week ahead.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're going to see rain increasing today. That's the big thing. So today we go from some light showers out there to just increasing rain for the afternoon and evening. So it'll be a wetter afternoon. But I do think most of the rain will taper off tomorrow morning. So we go with rain after lunchtime and highs in the upper 40s. We go with decreasing showers tomorrow, just a few around like Seattle and Everett to start the morning. And then the rest of the day is dry and increasing sun breaks. And then on Sunday, I actually think you see increasing sunshine both days in the 40s. Not bad. But next week, we go back to a pattern where there will be not a lot of moisture around, maybe a little more as the week goes on. There really isn't much. At least it doesn't look like it. It does look cool, though, where highs are just barely in the low to mid 40s and overnight lows are maybe a couple of degrees above freezing. So I think that means you'll just have a few showers here and there. There might just barely be heavy enough to have some wet snow mixed in. I don't see any significant lowland snow at this point, but just the chances there where your snow level might average 1,000 feet or a little lower at times. And we haven't done that much this year, so I want to make sure you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Right now in Seattle, it's 43 and cloudy.
And it's 7:13. Time to check the Friday drive once again. We check traffic every 10 minutes. Sully, your turn.
It is Friday light, Amanda. We're doing really well out there across the board. Even through the forced merge in Northgate on southbound I-5, we've only got a 40-minute trip from Everett into Seattle. 40 as well from Everett into Bellevue with brake lights there through the Canyon Park area, but they're manageable. 40 is a very popular number because that's what we have from Puyallup to Renton and also from Federal Way to Seattle. So all in all, we're in a very good spot. The Olympia to Tacoma Drive, no problems. Lake bridges are cool. But if you're across the water and are taking the Hood Canal Bridge today, we have a crash, pretty nasty one we've been dealing with all morning, kind of at the north end, northwest corner of the bridge there. We have the debris and crash and investigation that's going on. There's only one lane alternating traffic through the area, so you're being directed through the crash scene, and there is a backup in both directions there, but overall, not bad. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
7:15 now. A new move from the Trump administration is stripping away the government's power to combat climate change in the U.S.
Yesterday, the president announced under his purview there is no scientific backing for climate change endangering human health and the environment, ending the federal government's legal authority to control pollution.
So let's break down what this means and the potential implications with CBS White House correspondent Natalie Brand. Good morning, Natalie. Can you maybe give us a little context on this?
Hi, good morning, Charlie and Amanda. First of all, I should also say that, this major decision and rollback is expected to be challenged by environmental groups and also states, Washington State even signaling that it will likely be involved in that. And I'll get to more on that later. But really, we're talking about the 2009 endangerment finding under the Obama administration's EPA, which has served as the backbone for federal efforts to regulate emissions from sources sources like cars, trucks, and power plants, leading to more stringent emission standards. This finding says that greenhouse gases pose a threat to public health and welfare. But, the White House, the Trump administration in the second term, is taking issue with the legal basis for that, some of the research. And they, in announcing this repeal, they're really framing this as a cost-saving measure. They argue that this move is going to save more than $1 trillion in regulatory costs, result in savings for the American consumer, estimating around $2,400 a vehicle produced in the future. And they're trying to downplay the environmental impact, saying that car manufacturers are not going to suddenly, go back to the type of engine of 20 years ago, and that the improvements that have been made over recent years will likely continue. But again, this could be tied up for years in court. We have a statement from Attorney General Nick Brown among, the Democratic AGs and Democratic states threatening legal action. He says we can either use what we know to protect our natural resources environment, or we can invite catastrophe by leaving greenhouse gas pollution unchecked. For the sake of our communities and our future, this illegal action will not go unchallenged.
So, Natalie, is the claim that climate change simply doesn't exist, or that it does exist, but it's not harmful to the environment or health?
CBS News, in an interview with the EPA administrator, who, if you think back to his confirmation hearings, he did acknowledge that climate change exists and is an issue. But he was trying to downplay some of the research that led to the endangerment finding years ago, saying that the scientists had predicted a more dire scenario than what has actually unfolded. And they're also kind of taking an issue with the legal basis of that finding, saying that the Clean Air Act should regulate pollution from localized sources, not methane or carbon dioxide that's going to float into the atmosphere. They're taking issue with the science and the legal rationale. But again, this is likely to be challenged. Environmental groups arguing that this will create harms, and they argue it could end up driving up costs from climate impact. So I think there's a lot of question about what happens next, but I think you can expect this to be tied up in the courts for some time, potentially even years. And something else that I'm tracking is the reaction from top U.S. Auto manufacturers, who have kind of put out some measured statements saying, while they applaud the idea of a national standard that is more favorable, at the same time that they are still going to continue to make investments in fuel-efficient cars and EVs.
What are we hearing from the scientists who are specialists in climate?
Yeah, I mean, they are really sounding the alarm, and they are, forecasting immediate and future impacts. The question is, how long will this take to play out? How long before we could see changes? And if much of this deals with regulating, cars, for instance, what are we seeing from the car manufacturers in terms of changes they're making to, their business model? What's interesting, I looked at an older statement when this was still being talked about last year, because, the administration had been signaling that they intended to do this. And Ford's global director of sustainability put out a statement back then saying, current standards, meaning standards from previous Democratic administrations, were not aligned necessarily with customer choice and market realities. But she goes on to say eliminating standards altogether is not going to provide the industry with long-term stability needed for their industry. Because really the fear here is if this is litigated, if this is tied up, you continue to enter this, cycle of whiplash across Republican and Democratic administrations.
And that's what I think about. We're ping-ponging back and forth. We go from a mandate that all vehicles basically need to be electric. Now that's not a mandate anymore. And who knows what that might be like a couple of years from now. Or we have a situation where, no, you've got to go to clean energy. Then all of a sudden, no, coal is fine. It's got to be frustrating for the leaders in business and utilities.
Yeah, and the conservative lawyers who have been pushing for this action that was taken yesterday, they are hoping that this reaches the Supreme Court and that the Supreme Court would rule favorably for them and that would have lasting power. But the other thing to watch is Congress. If Democrats in the future take control of both chambers, do they try to codify this? Because that's the other avenue where the endangerment finding, would be written into law by the United States Congress, not through the form of kind of an executive action.
Natalie, thanks so much for the update this morning. We appreciate it. And CBS White House correspondent Natalie Brand.
7:21 now. Inflation cooled in January. More from CBS's Michael Wallace.
The Consumer Price Index dropped to 2.4% from a year earlier, down from 2.7 in December.
This suggests that the inflation pressures which are brewing are not quite as bubbly as they were before.
Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick.
We get a lot of help here from energy prices, gasoline prices down sharply lower.
But food prices were up 2.9%. Overall, consumer prices are about 25% higher than they were just 5 years ago. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Journalist Don Lemon is scheduled to make his initial court appearance in a federal court in Minneapolis today. The government alleges Lemon's involvement in an anti-ICE protest at the city's church in St. Paul violated the FACE Act that prohibits people from intimidating or interfering with people exercising their constitutional freedom to practice religion. Former federal prosecutor and law professor Lori Levinson offers some insight into what we can expect.
Even though a magistrate had previously refused to issue an arrest warrant for Lemon, Pam Bundy and the Justice Department went to a grand jury and got an indictment. And in that indictment, they charged Lemon and others with violating 2 federal crimes: conspiracy to violate someone's constitutional rights and violating what they call the FACE Act.
It's 7:23. We need to check traffic as we do every 10 minutes on the threes. Here's Chris Sullivan.
And even as we approach kind of the halfway point of our commute, we're in really good shape. It's a Friday light out there across the board. The one issue we are dealing with is over across the water as we have a crash at the northwest corner of the Hood Canal Bridge. 1 lane alternating traffic there, so there is a little bit of a delay in each direction, but really not all that much. Over to this side of the water, we've got about a 40-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. Brake lights for I-5 right there at Northgate. For 405, they're kind of south of Bothell, which isn't too bad. Lake bridges are quiet. Federal Way to Seattle's 35 minutes today. We don't have that forced merge. West Seattle Bridge a little heavy at the east end. Northbound 167, under 40 to make the trip there. Rented to Bellevue is running right around 20. Lake bridges are still in very good shape, and we are looking at Olympia to Tacoma Drive, nice and easy, 18, 16 also. No problems today, so we're enjoying a good day. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. For nearly 50 years, 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance. Right now, save up to $2,000 on new heating and cooling systems. Call the Comfort People, homecomfortalliance.com.
We're seeing showers in spots this morning. It'll turn into a more steady rain for the afternoon hours. 48 the high today. Overnight low 40. For the weekend, not too bad. Few showers tomorrow morning, then we should dry out. 48, mainly dry on Sunday. Back to some showers for the holiday on Monday by the afternoon. Right now in Seattle, cloudy and 45.
Coming up in today's 7:35 commentary, the Keeping Families Together Act and something to keep an eye on in the state legislature next week.
Can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're thinking there could be up to 1 million 12s for this parade.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
You know, me and so many others remember taking my kid to the parade 12 years ago. And now another generation gets to share that.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Hey, we not done. We coming back next year.
KIRO Newsradio.
This hour is brought to you by CM Heating. Ever wonder how much energy it takes to power your life? Streaming shows, running appliances, even using AI to plan your next trip?
A lot, and it's growing fast.
So we need more energy, and it has to be clean and reliable.
Exactly. That's why Energy Northwest is exploring new ways to keep power flowing sustainably to meet the rising demand.
All this new technology is exciting, but we need the energy to keep up.
And Energy Northwest is making it happen.
Where do I learn more?
Energy-Northwest.com.
Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there. It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
A new year means more than just a clean calendar. It's new goals, opportunities, and fresh momentum for your business. Are you with the right bank to set you up for success? WaFd Bank has you covered with free business checking, credit cards, lines of credit, and other services to move your business forward. WaFd offers the latest in payment processing and cash flow tools for just the right fit to meet your goals. Plus, WaFd Bank is an SBA preferred lender. WaFd Bank, built for business. Visit wafdbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Loan subject to credit approval. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply.
Experience the iconic Mexican music group Bronco at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. They've sold more than 20 million albums and performed for audiences all over the world. Now Bronco is bringing their modern take on regional Mexican sound live to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com.
What a good move I made. Let me tell you a quick story. I've done a whole bunch of races and a bunch of other stuff like that, and my left hip started bothering me about 5 years ago. And I go to the doctor, and he's like, you need a hip replacement. I was like, I'm 60. Yeah, we're going to ask you to wait a little while because we don't want you to wear the hip out. We want you and the hip to go into the grave at the same time. I said, what do you do about all this pain? Well, you could, aspirin, and you could continue to do this and that and, sleep with a pillow between your legs. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Then I was talking to Bob Stelton over there at the sports department. So he went to Dr. Mark Wagner, and I think he had his hip done as well. So I go in there. I said, hey, Dr. Wagner, can you fix my hip? Takes a look at the MRI. Yes. So I got the stem cell procedure. I'm telling you something. This is the best. If you've been thinking about, surgery for your knee, your wrist, your shoulder, or hip, no. Check out Dr. Mark Wagner and go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 7:30. We are learning more about the shootout in Ballard involving police last night.
Here's KIRO 7's Brooke Griffin.
SPD says that this started around 5:40 last night when a woman called 911 saying that a man was following her. They tell us that the man and woman knew each other. When police arrived, King County deputies say the man pulled a gun on 3 SPD SPD officers, and they shot him several times. He's in the hospital this morning. Police say an officer's leg was also grazed by a bullet, but they're expected to be okay. SPD Chief Sean Barnes says he understands that this is just terrifying for everyone involved in the neighborhood.
No matter where we're standing in this city, whether we're by a school or someone's home or by a business, violence against our community is never okay. We take them seriously, and we approach every case the same, no matter where we're standing in the city of Seattle.
Late last month, 2 Rainier Beach high school students were shot and killed at a bus stop, and police need your help finding the person who pulled the trigger.
The shooter got off the Route 106 bus near Rainier Avenue South and Henderson Street around 4 p.m. on January 30th. Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says they believe the 2 victims, ages 17 and 18, were targeted.
We're hoping that people can help us solve this homicide, so we need the community's help, and they've given us a lot of support so far, and we just need a little bit more assistance.
They want to talk to people who were on the bus or at the bus stop that day. At this point, police have not released a description of the shooter. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
If you have any information, you're asked to call the SPD Violent Crimes Tip Line.
Man in Whatcom County now faces federal fentanyl distribution charges after authorities say drugs he supplied contributed to a fatal overdose on tribal land. According to KIRO 7, 29-year-old Stephen Charlo was federally indicted for distributing fentanyl on Lummi Nation territory that allegedly led to a death last year. Court records show emergency responders were called to a home in May of 2025 where they found an adult woman unresponsive. She later died, and investigators say Charlo supplied the fentanyl she took. Charlo pleaded not guilty in federal court and is scheduled for trial in April.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement could be establishing a new base of operations in Tukwila, according to leasing documents. According to Wired, the Riverfront Technical Park office building in Tukwila is an 85,000 square foot space and could become a new address for ICE offices. Riverfront Technical Park is owned by Sabi Corporation, which also owns the Department of Homeland Security office in Tukwila. That's on Tukwila International Boulevard. So far, no comment from ICE.
At 7:33, we check traffic on the 3s with Chris Sullivan.
And we are still working with this crash on the Hood Canal Bridge, which is causing one-lane alternating traffic at the north end. I'm seeing a pretty sizable backup now in both directions. That's our one real issue on that side of the water. Over here, I'm still trying to get more information on exactly what we're dealing with in Fife. Our good friend Shane just let me know that he was turned away on Pacific Ave at Port of Tacoma. I know we've been working with something right near Alexander. This morning, I'm, again, waiting to hear from Fife PD exactly what we have. But there are some issues in and around Port of Tacoma on 99, so just be prepared. You might have to, do something different. But overall, there are not a big backups around it, because we're enjoying a Friday light. Federal Way to Seattle running 35 minutes. Most of the brake lights there are pulling away from the West Seattle Bridge. Looks like we do have a new crash, or maybe it's construction now on southbound 405 right past the VMAC, because we kind of went all red suddenly there. I'll have more for you on that one in 10. Going the other direction, we've got about a 25-minute trip from Renton to Bellevue. S-curves are active. Valley Freeway's only 40 minutes. Coming down from the north end, 40 minutes as well from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, which really isn't too bad. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
At our forecast, we'll see some showers for the morning hours, more steady rain in the afternoon as we wrap up the week. 48 the high for today. Tomorrow, might see some showers early on, but drying out for the rest of the day. Might see some sun breaks, 48, and then Sunday, mainly dry. We'll see some sunshine as well in 48. Right now, cloudy and 44 in Seattle.
Time for the 7:35 commentary. I'm out next week, but I want you to keep an eye on something in Olympia while I'm away. It's the proposed changes to the Keeping Families Together Act. The intent was good when it passed a few years back. Stop removing kids from homes over poverty, over dirty dishes, over a parent who's struggling but trying. But cops and caseworkers have taken it to an absurd extreme. A child can test positive for fentanyl, and if the parents promise to do better, the child goes home. Standard for removal is imminent physical harm. In practice, that means almost nothing qualifies. Republican Representative Travis Couture spelled out what the consequences of this are in a hearing this week.
2 summers ago, 3 babies overdosed in the same day in Everett. Not related to the same family, all 3 different families, all in the same day in Everett, they overdosed. 1 died because they were not able to revive it. 2 were revived at Seattle Children's Hospital. And the very next day, they sent those 2 babies back to the home where there was fentanyl abuse. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. And the idea that if we just lower services down a rope into a dark hole, that all of a sudden the child is safe, they're not.
And that's what the current system allows. HB 2497, the bill Olympia is likely to pass this session, doubles down. Public health nurses, better referrals, more court oversight, more legal help for parents. It does nothing to change the standard for when a child can be removed. It does nothing when parents refuse help. A baby can overdose on fentanyl and go home the next day. The legislature looked at that and decided the real problem is parents need better lawyers. Couture's bill, HB 1092, actually fixes the problem. It's co-sponsored by Democratic Representative Mari Levitt, a moderate, a pragmatist, not someone looking for a fight. If a parent is using hard drugs around a child, removal is presumed to be necessary. Not automatic, but presumed. The parent can make their case, but the burden shifts. Reunification requires 6 months of documented sobriety, not promises, proof. And that bill looks dead. This coming Tuesday, the 17th at 5 p.m., it's the cutoff for bills to pass out of their chamber of origin. After that, most proposals are done for the year. I have seen this with my own eyes. I watched a 9-year-old boy live in a fentanyl tent off Aurora Avenue. His parents smoked it with him inside. His mother made the boy wait in the bushes while she turned tricks with Johns from Aurora. Rotting food, rats, bottles and bottles of urine. CPS visited, saw this. Police visited, saw this. Help was offered. It was refused by the parents, and everyone said their hands were tied. The legislature has a chance to fix this. They could move Bill 1092 forward for a House vote. After all, lawmakers from both parties have put their names on a bill that would actually do something. But leadership is letting it die anyway. They're going to pass something that sounds compassionate but changes nothing that matters. And then they're going to go home and tell their constituents they've addressed the problems. No. Children will still be in danger. Nothing substantial will be done. And then they'll wait for you to forget. Don't. That's the 735 commentary for Friday, February 13th, 2026. You can always text your thoughts to the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line, 888-973-5476. And you can always leave a comment on this article at mynorthwest.com.
It is now 7:39. Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, I need a little help from my KIRO drivers heading southbound on 405 past the VMAC in Renton. Got something going on there, but I can't figure it out. We'll check it out for you next.
This is what it's all about, right?
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The pure joy.
To beat the Patriots, especially in the 49ers stadium, it means everything.
It's a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
It's why we're 12s.
Just like Mike McDonald said, we did not care.
We got a parade to get to.
Seattle will hold a victory parade Wednesday.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO Newsradio.
You know, retirement is supposed to be a time of rest and relaxation. But every week I get calls from seniors who are stressed out because their cost of living keeps going up. They love their home and they want to stay in it, but they're struggling with rising property taxes, monthly bills, and monthly mortgage payments if they have one. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company. I specialize in the reverse mortgage, which allows seniors to tap into your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. A reverse mortgage is a great option for some people, but it's not right for everyone. So give me a call and you'll talk directly to me in person or over the phone for honest advice you can trust. Search for Best Mortgage on the web or call us at 425-649-6000. You'll talk to me, not an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Let's talk about hockey. Don't you love a sport where it's almost fair game to throw off your gloves and bare knuckle it in that gray area? Hockey brings excitement, intensity, passion, often drinking. It's like a party with a puck. If you enjoy too many shots at the bar while watching slap shots on the ice, don't try to make a breakaway because the police won't just stonewall your goal. They're much more likely to throw you in that penalty box. And it won't be just a few minutes to think about what you did. Go ahead, enjoy cracking one open. Just don't overdo it. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com for your free private consultation. Hockey is one of the only sports where you can wrap around the goal and there's no out of bounds. But the roadway is a different story. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. Buying a car is a big decision, but Carter Subaru makes it so easy. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership with more than 700 vehicles in stock, the largest selection in our state. And right now, you can get the 2026 Subaru Forester starting at 0.9% financing for 36 months. Shop now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline or Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 3/2/26.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Coming up on 7:43, time for traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
And I've been running the cameras on 405 southbound, getting out of Factoria down past the VMAC in Renton. Been looking for anything other than volume, or maybe they had to move some construction stuff into place there for why we went so slow. The backup is not as bad anymore. It's maybe only 2 or 3 minutes as you're coming down out of Coal Creek Parkway. Going the other direction, we've got about a 25 to 30 minute trip from Renton to Bellevue. Really not all that bad. The S-curves are active, but the further north you go, it's really not bad at all. Looking at southbound I-5, looking really good today, away from Linwood down into Northgate. We do have some slowing there, and then a little bit across the Ship Canal Bridge, so it's a 40-minute trip from Everett to Seattle. 40 as well from Everett to Bellevue. Lake bridges are still good. Federal Way to Seattle, we do have some brake lights now at the north end of Boeing Field. That's just weaving and merging as near as I can tell. Federal Way to Seattle is under 40. Still alternating traffic on 104 across the Hood Canal Bridge. We really have a big-time backup on westbound or southbound 104, depending on what you call it, to coming down and working your way down towards the bridge. So watch out. Again, pretty nasty crash earlier this morning, and we are still alternating our traffic around it. And we're still dealing with an issue down in the Fife area. Looks like Pacific Ave is closed between Alexander and Port of Tacoma as the police are working with something there, trying to get more information. Haven't had any success yet with Fife PD. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
We'll start to see some showers this morning if you're not already, and then more steady rain for the afternoon. 48 the high for today. Overnight low about 39, and then tomorrow showers, but only in the morning hours. Should dry out. We'll see some peaks of sunshine in 48. Sunday looks great, partly sunny, and 48. Rain is back by Monday afternoon. Right now in Seattle, cloudy and 44.
Okay, coming up, G. Scott will stop by. His 10 tips for navigating a Saturday Valentine's Day. That's on the way here on Seattle's Morning News.
If you're a Washington landlord, you've likely noticed things are changing. New rental laws, more rules, higher costs, and a lot less flexibility than before. John Curley here. Most landlords I talk to know some of their numbers, like rent, mortgage, maybe the property value. But the numbers that really matter, taxes, vacancies, repairs, your time, and what it actually costs to exit someday. Those are often overlooked. And if you sell without a tax plan, the tax hit can be a nasty surprise. That's why Madrona Financial and CPAs are hosting 2 free in-person workshops for landlords who want clarity. They'll show you how to evaluate the true performance of your rental, whether selling makes sense, and how to do it tax efficiently. No politics, no pressure, just real math and real explanations. It's live, in person, not a webinar. Tuesday the 17th at 3 p.m. at UW Tacoma, and Wednesday the 18th at 3 p.m. at Bellevue College. Seats are limited. To reserve your spot, call 833-673-7373 or visit madronafinancial.com.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Jen from Sky Nursery. If you're like me, you're itching to get out in the garden and get your hands in the soil. So check out Sky's full schedule of gardening events to help you get ready for spring. Learn about pruning fruit trees, tips for roses, a 2-day Wonders of Willow festival, hanging basket workshops, and more. Want to grow your own vegetables? I'll be sharing insights from 2 decades of veggie gardening in the Northwest. Anyone can do it. Learn more and get ready for spring at skynursery.com.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
Feeling cold? Your windows may be the issue. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for 25% better energy efficiency and up to 30% energy bill savings. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
You know, when I think of romance, the one man I think of when I'm thinking of romance is G. Scott.
Because you know how much he loves Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
He thinks it's the greatest holiday in the world.
He does.
He thinks it's amazing.
It's the worst.
I'm learning something today. I haven't been here for Valentine's Day.
From the Reset Podcast and the G and Ursula Show, we welcome to the studio G. Scott. Good morning, G.
Hey, good morning, y'all. You know what? Today is Friday the 13th. I don't know if anybody's a little superstitious.
No.
Or just a little stitious. And then tomorrow is the big day. So I got 10.
Okay.
10 tips for all of you. Manda, let me know which one you like the best.
Okay.
Number 1, thou shalt not wait until 4:47 p.m. tomorrow to figure out what you're going to do for the big day on Valentine's
Ding,
Day.
ding, ding. That's a good one.
You can do it now. You got Friday, but not till Saturday. Number 2, presentation matters. I know you're going to go to the grocery store and get that card and them flowers, but do you have to give it and deliver it in the Safeway or Albertsons bag? No, you should not be doing that. Number 3, put the phone down. Put the phone down during that little time, that 45 minutes or an hour and a half. You can't be double tapping Judy's pics on vacation while you are with.
That's all you give Valentine's Day is 45 minutes?
Well, it just depends on what you guys are doing. Let me get to the next one. Number 4, effort. Effort is sexy. You don't need to buy a yacht. You don't need to be Jeff Bezos. It is all about the effort. DB, David, they want to see that you made the effort.
Oh, as a guy who's broke, the effort always counts.
Yeah. All right. Number 5, Charlie, this is important.
Okay.
Quit going on social media trying to figure out what to do. You know your boo. Some of your boos love roses. Some of your boos love seafood. Some of your boos just love peace and quiet. Figure it out. I know mine. She loves food. Anytime. Hey, we go to a restaurant. Okay. She loves food. Number 6. Stop competing with Instagram. Like seriously. Look, you're not going to outbeat Sully in what he's going to do. He's going to have some type of romantic night where he and Holly are going to go and have some beers. You cannot compete with that.
At the B.
At the B.
That's true. Yeah, that's what we call the Applebee's after 9 o'clock. It's
right.
the B.
Okay, it's the B. No more Apple anymore.
No, it's fancy.
Okay, now we're going to get a little, these last few, we're going to get a little real here. Okay, yeah, this is serious. Number 7. Flowers and chocolate from their work boo is never okay. You know, the folks that have work husbands and work wives and, I work directly close to this person and, oh my gosh, it's kind of like my work husband. It ain't funny. And I don't want to hear nothing about them getting chocolate and flowers. That's inappropriate, unacceptable. Don't do it. Sully, I know you're not playing that.
Heck no.
You know what I'm
kidding
saying?
me?
Come on,
Gotta be smarter than that.
It's one thing to be, we work hand in hand and we do all these things. It's another thing for your lady or your man to come home with some flowers and some chocolate from Becky or Steven.
Yeah, I made that mistake once. Charlie gave me some Valentine's candy. Like, boy, Holly did not know what to make out of that.
Number 8, don't overspend trying to impress. Look, it's a day. All it really is just a reminder. That's what the 14th is. It's just a reminder of saying, hey, you know what? It's me and you. We together in this thing together. So, number 9, say what you actually feel. I know, like, sometimes people's like, well, I don't want to say Happy Valentine's Day. Then don't say it. You don't have to say Happy Valentine's Day because sometimes you might feel a little corny, a little cheesy. So, hey, you know what, Charlie? I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
G.
you know what I mean?
That's the first time you've ever said that.
That's sweet.
That wasn't
I'm
real.
gonna
That
get
was
you
like
some flowers and
Yeah, that
chocolate.
was hypothetical.
That was hypothetical.
Yeah, dude, come on. Read the room.
And one more thing, fellas, this is especially for the fellas. I know you want to be rough and tough like Sully. Listen, vulnerability matters. There's nothing that she's going to love more than when you show a little vulnerability on February 14th. You know, just a little. Listen, you ain't got to cry. You ain't got to cry. Just a little vulnerability. And last but not least, and Manda, this is important. All right, Manda?
Okay, got it.
Remember, you need to underpromise and overdeliver. Stop saying what you're going to do. Hey, no. Just do it. Don't say, hey, you know what? I'm looking for. No. Because sometimes folks get tired. No. Underpromise and overdeliver.
Got it.
Okay, question. So if I were to say tomorrow, say, Ingrid, let's watch Brian's song, and then I start crying at the end, right? Will that be enough vulnerability I'm showing? What do you guys think?
Ingrid's looking for a new man. That
Nah, bruh, don't do that.
Okay. Field of Dreams, when I
Nah.
cry at the end, hey, Dad, you want to have a catch?
But can I just say this, though? Like, I think the whole love languages, if you guys get a chance, go to ChatGPT, you can look it up.
Yeah.
All the love languages, words of affirmation, gifts, personal touch, quality time, all that stuff. Know your significant other's love language. Manda, what's your love language?
Food.
See what I'm saying? hey, shout out to, man, that's my wife. She loves food. Matter of fact, we going to Korean barbecue tomorrow. That's what we about to go have.
Excellent.
Any tips for someone like me who has to go to bed probably around 7 or 8 tomorrow night because we're headed to the airport like at dark 30?
Yeah, easy.
The next day?
Easy. Start your Valentine Day at 12 p.m.
Seriously.
Make her breakfast.
That's a lot of work.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
What about effort?
Efforts.
Oh, that's right.
Charlie.
I know.
360 says, I'm on pins and needles for G's tips, what not to do. Hey, I'll tell you guys what, I got a lot of practice. You'd be amazed at the knowledge that I have, but I got a good one, though, so I'm good. I can see you guys.
Right.
Wait.
You may be excused. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, wait, I can't tell you that. Happy Friday the 13th. Bye, G.
Let's check in with Sully for traffic.
And we are adding a couple of minutes on the southbound I-5 drive. We're really heavy now from just before Northgate down across the Ship Canal Bridge. 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle. Have about 40 from Everett into Bellevue. So not too bad there. Whatever we had southbound 405 working past the VMAC, really not bad. It dissipated. And then going the other direction, we're under 25 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. Still under 40 from Federal Way to Seattle. The brake lights there are right at the West Seattle Bridge. Lake bridges are good. Valley Freeway is only 40 minutes from end to end. Still dealing with this crash at the northwest corner of the Hood Canal Bridge. Alternating traffic in place. Definitely seeing some backups in both directions now. And we're still dealing with the closure of Pacific Ave in the Fife area. Looks like people are being turned around right around the Port of Tacoma Road. Still waiting to confirm. I have a pretty good idea what happened there, but I can't confirm until I hear from Fife PD. Not a good situation, so there's a really good reason for why the roads are closed down there. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Look for showers this morning. They should actually increase in intensity. More steady rain for the afternoon hours. 48-hour high today. For tomorrow, a few showers early on, then drying out. Sunday looks dry, too. It's 44 in Seattle right now.
Well, coming up, we have consumer man Herb Weisbaum to help us falling victim to data breaches. That will be at 8:15.
This is Seattle's Morning News. Thanks for joining us this Friday. It's KIRO News Radio.
If you've been injured in a car accident, you have two choices: handle everything yourself or hire an experienced attorney. Go it alone, and you'll be on the phone with insurance adjusters, chasing medical records, fighting for lost wages, and trying to figure out what your case is really worth. Hire the right attorney, and they take all that off your plate so you can focus on getting better. Harold Carr Law Offices has a dedicated team of 48 people and more than 35 years of experience handling car accident cases right here in our community. Harold Carr Law Offices handles big cases and small ones while still treating their clients like family. Here's the difference they make. They save you time, reduce your stress, and get you significantly more money than you'd ever get on your own. Harold Carr Law Offices fights for you at no out-of-pocket cost to you. If you're in a car accident, call them right away. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3 grand.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
We're the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. The hunt for clues is intensifying in Arizona as the man seen in video from Nancy Guthrie's porch is now considered a suspect in her case. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
As the search stretches to a 13th day, law enforcement has been fanning out across her Catalina Foothills community.
They wanted to look around the property,
and asked about cameras.
The suspect described as 5'9" to 5'10" of average build. The FBI took those measurements yesterday at the home. It's unclear why they waited 2 days to do so after releasing images and video of him to the public.
Now to Washington, CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns is covering the funding impasse that has Department of Homeland Security money set to run out if there's no deal to head off a partial government shutdown.
This would be the third time we've seen this funding lapse in the past 4 months, and doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon. Lawmakers have already headed out of town for a week-long congressional recess. Now, they'll come back if there's a deal, but that, so far, remains elusive.
A new inflation report out this morning from the government. CBS's Michael Wallace has details.
The consumer price index dropped to 2.4% from a year earlier, down from 2.7 in December.
This suggests that the inflation pressures which are brewing are not quite as bubbly as they were before.
Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick.
We get a lot of help here from energy prices, gasoline prices down sharply lower.
But food prices were up 2.9%. Overall, consumer prices are about 25% higher than they were just 5 years ago.
Germany's chancellor today called on the U.S. and Europe to repair and revive transatlantic trust, arguing that being part of NATO is also to America's advantage. He spoke at a security conference that features Secretary of State Rubio. CBS's Olivia Gazis is in Munich.
It's a flurry of activity, and I think the focus really is on the way that the Secretary laid it out, a re-examination of the ties between the United States and its traditional allies to pressure test them and probe them and see what form they take in the years to come.
To Florida now, where there was a successful launch this morning for the next space station crew. CBS's Mark Strassman.
If you remember the astronauts who had to come home early last month because of a medical issue, the group that launched this morning is going to replace them on the space station. It's a 34-hour trip. They should be docking on the ISS by mid-afternoon tomorrow.
New England Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs has pleaded not guilty to a felony strangulation charge and a misdemeanor assault count stemming from an alleged dispute with his former private chef. Wall Street, the Dow is up 98 points. This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Can I take your coat?
No, you may not. It's 8:03 on Seattle's Morning News. Sully,
why does CBS want to take our coats?
I don't know. It's
happened last hour? Happened this hour?
It happens before the break. I'm supposed to break at 10, and
it's not
at 8 seconds, he's taking my coat.
We're just curious. It was like, what? Sure, I mean, by all means.
Chris Sullivan is not taking any coats and not taking any guff at the traffic desk.
Nor can I afford any restaurant that would ask or any place or to go. We're looking at a Friday light across the board. And I know that includes you guys that are stuck on southbound I-5 getting into the Northgate area down across the Ship Canal Bridge. But by most days' standards, when you're running under 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle, that's pretty good. It's only about a 10-minute delay today. We're running about 40 from Everett to Bellevue. The brake lights there are actually right around 195th and Beardsley, not even at Canyon Park. So that's really good. On the other side of the water, however, we do have a crash on the Hood Canal Bridge, which is causing a pretty significant slowdown in both directions. The crash is on the northwest corner, so right as you get off the bridge, but one-lane alternating traffic is what they're doing getting around the scene. It's been that way all morning. Olympia to Tacoma, not bad. Federal Way to Seattle's under 40 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, only 25. Valley is only 40 as well. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
8:04 on the Friday, February 13th, 2026 edition of Seattle's Morning News. I'm Charlie Harger with Manda Factor.
A deadly three-car crash on Highway 2 in Snohomish County left 3 people dead last night.
Here's KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun.
The victims have been identified as 30-year-old Colin Brown from Mill Creek, 56-year-old James Kesri, and 52-year-old Ilham Javadi. They are both from Woodinville. WSP says the cause of the crash is still unclear. The investigation is happening right now, but the highway is back open after being closed for several hours.
There was also a deadly collision on Highway 97 in Klickitat County overnight. The State Patrol says the crash happened just after 8 o'clock when a northbound vehicle crossed the center line and hit a southbound truck. The driver of the northbound vehicle was killed at the scene. The truck driver was not hurt. It's not known yet if drugs or alcohol were involved. Officials say no pedestrians were involved and the investigation is ongoing.
A man is in critical condition after a shootout with Seattle police in Ballard. Chief Sean Barnes says 3 officers exchanged gunfire with a man yesterday evening near Northwest 62nd Street and 28th Avenue Northwest. One officer was grazed in the leg, is expected to recover. Police had responded to a domestic violence call from a woman who said someone was following her. The shooting happened around 5:40 in the evening. The King County Independent Force Investigation Team is handling the case.
And the man on trial for severely beating a trans woman in the U District last March has been found guilty. Andre Carlo was charged with assault and hate crime. KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch was there for the closing arguments yesterday.
Prosecutors told jurors the case is clear, that the victim, Andy Hosepel, was beaten at the hands of the defendant and that the attack was because she is trans. The defense argued Hosepel was not attacked at all, instead that she was involved in a fight.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, we made it to Friday the 13th.
What a wild week it's been.
It was 5 days ago the Seahawks won the Super Bowl.
Isn't that crazy?
We had the big Seahawks victory parade in Seattle.
My head is spinning.
Pitchers and catchers have reported.
Yep.
Spring training.
Pretty
and
exciting.
Here we are.
Just to go straight from one season to the next.
It sure is. Let's do it again.
Okay.
That is Manda Factor. I'm Charlie Harger. Our producer this morning is David Burbank. Sully is keeping an eye on traffic on the 3s and trolling the text line. Thank you, Sully. We also have Ian Douglas filling in for Nick Krasia and playing the music and running the board. And Jonah Oakleaf is filling in out at the editor's desk.
And coming up this hour of the show, consumer man Herb Weisbaum will tell us how to protect ourselves against data breaches.
And what would Friday be without Paul Holden with his weekend planner?
It's 8:07. The Federal Way City Council has removed Martin Moore as its president. He posted a flyer for a student walkout to protest ICE on his official City Council social media account. Councilmember Jack Walsh was among those voting in favor of removing him.
A person in a responsible position of leadership should not be encouraging minors to violate state law by being truant from school.
Though he won't be president, Moore will still be on the council.
I will continue to lead without fear because I know that the residents of this city want to work together and move forward, not play old school partisan games that drag all of us back.
Susan Honda has been elected as the new council president.
Linwood's police chief is clarifying a joint statement released this week about ICE activity.
The message, signed by Mayor George Hurst and Police Chief Cole Langdon, urged residents to report ICE activity and included a line condemning senseless acts of violence in Minneapolis against protesters. But Langdon tells the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770 AM, those words were written by the mayor, not him.
That is fully their stance, and that they have that right to make that statement.
But Langdon says as a police officer, he does not. He does say that Washington law bars Linwood police from enforcing immigration policy, because that's ICE's role. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
We have reached out to Mayor Hurst for comment.
The King County Executive is moving to ban federal immigration agents from all non-public county-owned property.
Federal immigration enforcement on its face feels like a national issue that's far away and outside the scope of King County. We're here today because it's not far away. This is as hyper-local as it gets.
In his first executive order since taking office, Gurmai Zahalai is also directing $2 million to support immigrant and refugee communities with food, housing, and legal aid. The order also requires the sheriff's office to develop new guidance on how deputies interact with agents, and the order includes upgrades to security cameras at Boeing Field to better monitor deportation flights.
Seattle police need your help to catch the person who killed 2 teenagers last month at a bus stop near Rainier Beach High School. Detective Eric Munoz says it happened around 4 p.m. on January 30th.
The victims were shot by a gunman that was exiting the King County Metro bus, and our detectives would like to speak with any passengers that were on that bus with the gunman and may not have known it.
That was the Route 106 bus, and a note here, police have not released any kind of suspect description.
A new review blames failed communications, unfair expectations, and cultural ignorance for a violent Seattle police response to protesters last spring. The Seattle Police Office of Inspector General looked at a 7-hour standoff at Cal Anderson Park on Capitol Hill. Demonstrators had gathered to protest a conservative Christian group's rally. That confrontation led to 23 arrests and 16 reported uses of force by police. Body cam video captured one commander saying, quote, "We are going in this time with guns blazing. We are here to blank people up now." A police department representative apologized for that language during the review.
12s have raised thousands of dollars to repair damage to the historic Pioneer Square pergola. Some fans climbed the 117-year-old structure, shattering glass panels after the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Seattle Parks Foundation urged fans to chip in $12 each for repairs, and that fundraiser has now surpassed $16,000.
Sound Transit set a ridership record during the Seahawks victory parade. More than 200,000 passengers packed the trains Wednesday. Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine called it the biggest day in our region's transit history. He said yesterday that number will likely go up once the staff finishes a more precise count.
Okay, Mariners fans, meet your new leadoff hitter. Brendan Donovan is in Arizona for spring training, says he's going to fit right in with the ball club.
When you come into an organization, you kind of ask, like, hey, what are some things I should be aware of, like rules or things, just so you kind of don't get caught off guard. And it was just like, we're going to prepare, we're going to be great people. And I was like, I like it.
He comes to Seattle from St. Louis as part of a 3-team trade. He's coming off his first All-Star season and can play multiple positions. The Mariners' first spring training game set for next Friday.
If you're watching on the YouTube channel right now trying to figure out what's on the little spinny turn top, we have retired the Seahawks helmet and we now have spinning bobbleheads.
I love it. There's Cal Raleigh. There's Julio Rodriguez.
Who's ready for some baseball? 1 week away.
I cannot wait. Okay, Sully will be with traffic in just a moment after we check weather with KIRO 7 TV pinpoint meteorologist Nick Allard.
Pockets of light showers early will increase. It'll be a much wetter afternoon, so expect widespread rain after lunchtime, even really a little before then. But highs will be in the upper 40s, and then tomorrow it's decreasing showers, just some around for the morning hours, and then it'll be drier. I actually think the afternoon you'll have sun breaks, and then on Sunday, quite a bit of sunshine, and both days in the mid to upper 40s. The changes come next week when we see some increasing scattered showers, and still not much more than that, but just cold enough where I think next week we'll be talking about keeping an eye on some wet snowflakes mixed in.
And right now we have some clouds in Seattle. It's 45.
And just about 8:13. That's time for traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on threes. What's new, Chris Sullivan?
Well, we got some positive news for those of you who want to use the Hood Canal Bridge. The crash that we've been dealing with on the northwest corner has cleared entirely, and so we are back to all lanes open, no longer having to deal with one-lane alternating traffic. The westbound direction is clearing up nicely. The eastbound or southbound is going to take a little while to clear out, working your way down the hill towards the bridge. But that issue is gone, and that kind of leaves us without much to talk about. The drive at this point, definitely Friday light. We have a little over 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle. There are the brake lights there right around Northgate through the forced merge, but by most days' standards, definitely much, much better. 405 also under 40 minutes to make the drive there from Everett down to Bellevue. Brake lights around 195th and Beardsley, but that's about it. Northbound 405, the Renton S-curves have some braking between the Maple Valley Highway and Sunset, but if you pad your schedule to about 27 minutes, you're going to get into Bellevue with plenty of time. Valley Freeway, 35 minutes. Most of Pierce County is quiet. Still waiting for confirmation on what we're dealing with in Fife, but we've had Pacific Ave closed from Port of Tacoma Road over through about 54th for most of the morning, so I'm waiting to get more information from Fife PD. This report brought to you by Simply Seattle. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear. Both licensed custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
Well, there's a good chance you've received a data breach notice in the last year or so, maybe even several of them. So what should you do when you get a breach notice?
Well, consumer man Herb Weisbaum has the answer. He's a contributing editor at checkbook.org, and he joins us here on Seattle's Morning News. Good morning, Herb.
Good morning, Charlie.
Okay, so when it comes to breaches, how bad is it? I've gotten a bunch of these. I've lost count this year.
Charlie, you are not alone. According to a new report just out from the Identity Theft Resource Center, a nonprofit organization, data breaches have become, and here's their quote, a near universal experience for consumers. Their survey found that 80% of American adults had gotten at least one breach notice in the past 12 months, and nearly 40% said they had received between 3 and 5 of them. The U.S. experienced a record number of data breaches last year, not the way we want to go, with hackers compromising 3,322 databases. According to the ITRC, that's up 5% from 2024.
Boy, I think I've received a lot more than 5 of these things. So what do you do if you get one of these notices, Herb?
Well, they say that you're supposed to do several things. We have some tips for you. First of all, you need to change your impacted passwords. You immediately want to update the passwords for the affected account and other accounts where you may have used the same password, which is not good password hygiene, but people do it all the time. So you need to change any password that was affected by this breach. And if possible, instead of doing a password, do a pass key. We've talked about that before. New technology that is much more secure than passwords because it is encrypted and cannot be lost or stolen. Tip number 2, if you haven't done so already, place a security freeze on your credit files. You need to do this with the big 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. It is free. It is the most effective thing you can do to keep thieves from doing financial harm to you. If there's any activity that requires a credit check, they will not be able to do it, such as opening a new bank account, opening a new credit card, renting an apartment, or subscribing to a streaming service in your name. Tip number 3 is be vigilant. Cyber criminals are going to have this information. There's a chance they will attempt to use your credentials to open your financial or medical accounts. So you might want to just check things a little bit more than normal. And number 4, be highly suspicious. Take your time before responding to any unsolicited emails, texts, or calls. Make sure they're legit because they may be able to use this information to sort of stylize their attack. They may know you're a member of this organization, or they may know something else about you they can use to make that phishing attack seem more realistic.
So what's behind this, Herb? Are hackers getting better, or just is this not being taken seriously by the companies that store our data and personal information?
Basically, there's no question the hackers are getting better, and there's no question, Charlie, that there's more of them, so there are more attacks coming. Many companies are taking this seriously. There's still way too many that aren't, unfortunately, and all that the hacker needs to do is be right once. They just have to have the good guys slip up once, and they can get in. So it's a never-ending battle. But the folks at the Identity Theft Resource Center said to me, basically, the system as we have it isn't working, and we need to figure a way to step up the defenses to keep the hackers from breaking in and stealing all this information.
Herb, when you get one of these notices, the company will usually offer like a credit monitoring service or something like that. Is that something you should sign up for?
Well, as Charlie would tell you, it's free. Take it, right? Yeah, it's free. Take it. I take them all the time, and it just gives you an extra layer of defense in order to have somebody monitoring the various situations that are out there, and it might give you a heads up that something is going wrong. So sure, if it's free, take it.
Okay, so when you talk about putting a freeze, is it your recommendation that everybody places a freeze on their credit files, or if you haven't gotten one of these notices, you're fine?
No, you should be proactive. You should have a freeze on your 3 credit files, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion now before something happens. I've had freezes. Deb and I have had freezes on our files for decades, probably ever since they started. Real easy. They're free. They don't affect your credit score. They don't affect anything that goes on with ongoing creditors. There's no impact there. You can unfreeze them real quickly. When I bought my latest car, I simply called the auto dealer and said, where are you going to check my credit out? Which of the 3? They said TransUnion. I unlocked TransUnion for 48 hours. They checked my credit, locked it back up again. You also need to do this for your kids. They are a gold mine for fraudsters. They have nothing there that could be possibly bad. They can open up a credit file in their name and then use that and run up credit cards and do all kinds of damage. And then when your child decides to apply for a college loan or get their first credit card, they find out their credit has been ruined. I have that in the article that's on Checkbook. Guys, all the links to all the freezes and all the things you need to do for kids, because this is really important stuff. It's the only thing proactively you can do to keep the horse in the barn. Everything else is dealing with the horse after it's out of the barn.
Okay, so we should check this out at checkbook.org. Herb, while I got you here, can I get a little consumer man advice from you? Because we had a situation this week I think you might be able to give me some good tips on.
Okay.
So my wife calls me the other day, and she goes, did you just use my credit card to spend $450 with American Airlines? And I said no. And so the fraud department at our credit card company had gotten a hold of her, and they are now having to cancel her card and issue a new one. Is that all we should be worried about, or are there any other steps that are good if you have your credit card used and you don't know how it got used? This was a brand new card.
Well, if it's somebody got the information somehow and exactly the system worked like it should, the algorithm caught it and did what it should, I have security alerts on all my bank accounts and all of my credit cards. So I will know in real time, even if it's a smaller amount. If somebody tries to take $100 out of the ATM, I will know right away. Or if somebody makes a very small foreign transaction on my credit card, I don't do foreign transactions. So rather than simply relying on the algorithms at the credit card company, you should use the settings on your credit cards and your bank accounts to set alerts that will let you know in real time what's going on. The quicker you deal with something in the identity theft world, the less damage is done. You might just want to be a little more aware. It could be that somebody has some of the information. All of our information, Charlie's out there multiple times because of all the data breaches in the last couple of years. So it's a good idea just to monitor things and keep an eye on it.
Amanda, I have a great idea for Herb.
Here we go again, you and your great ideas.
Herb, this could make you $1 million. Herb, will you monitor my credit situation and handle my finances? This would be great. Herb Weisbaum on top of it. It's like concierge service. What do you think, Herb?
Absolutely not. And by the way, I got us to the Super Bowl, so now every time do I have to end with, how about them M's?
You know what? I was going to give you credit because last Friday when we were talking, the Seahawks hadn't even won the Super Bowl, and it feels like a month ago, doesn't it?
And as you know, I'm not a big sports guy. Deb and I watched the entire game, all 9 innings. And
I love you.
Really horrible commercials. Some of the commercials were horrible. Let's hear it for Budweiser.
Well, I will say that your very enthusiastic Go Hawks last Friday is what got him over the hump. Good job.
I would say so too. Thank you.
All right.
And by the way, you know who congratulated us?
Who?
I got a text from my old college roommate, Bob Costas.
Bob Costas, really?
He said, way to go, Hawks. How about that?
That's awesome.
Love hearing that. Herb and Bob Costas were roommates at Syracuse.
Yep.
When I was going through Syracuse over the summer, did not see any Herb Weisbaum way signs.
How on earth can that be?
Yeah.
My picture used to be in Newhouse, the broadcasting school, right next to the bathroom. And I said to the come on. And I said, Costas is in the lobby. He says, everybody goes to the bathroom. You're in the highest visibility.
That is hilarious.
I don't know. I saw him in a dive bar on the wall. Yeah. A couple of pictures.
We used to have a bar downtown Syracuse called the Library, so you could tell your parents when they called you at the library.
Oh, that's funny. All right, Herb. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Stay safe. It's Friday the 13th.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, checkbook.org. Herb Weisbaum, thank you. Okay, it's time to check in with Sully at the traffic desk.
By the way, I noticed that you didn't check either of your children to see if they booked a flight somewhere without using the family credit card. That's been known to happen.
Yeah.
Just, you know, throwing that out there. They're getting to that age.
Sam is maybe on his way. Where do you think Sam would go?
For $400 on Alaska? Was it on Alaska?
Yeah. Reno?
No.
He doesn't seem like a Reno kind of guy.
Yeah, for that kind of price. He's probably down at South Beach in Florida.
Who knows?
Kind of hanging out down there. What do you think, huh?
Clubbing?
Yeah, I think so.
How's traffic?
After me spending a lot of time with him this week, he seems like the kind of clubbing kid. Right now, traffic is not bad at all. We're enjoying a really good day. Even the slowing we have getting past Northgate is manageable. 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle, under 40 from Everett to Bellevue, even past Canyon Park. It's not bad. Both directions of 104 have definitely cleaned out now after that crash we had at the northwest corner of the Hood Canal Bridge. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. Federal Way to Seattle, got about a 35-minute trip, 35 as well, Puyallup to Renton. The Renton S-curve is a little heavy, but by the time you're up past Sunset, it's going to be good. 22 minutes the rest of the way. Across the lake, no problem. Olympia to Tacoma, nice and easy. Lake Bridges are as well. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube. Click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
Our forecast, showers for the morning hours, steadier rain for the afternoon, and 48 today. Tomorrow, a few showers mainly in the morning, and then we should dry out, maybe even see some peaks of sunshine. Those highs staying in the upper 40s. Sunday, mainly dry with some sunshine, and then the showers return by Monday, late in the day, and a high of 45. It's 44 in Seattle right now.
Hope you're having a great Friday ahead of a holiday weekend. Coming up, Sully did something kind of cool yesterday, and we will talk about it on the way on Seattle's Morning News.
Man, can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're thinking there could be up to 1 million 12s for this parade.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
You know, me and so many others remember taking my kid to the parade 12 years ago. And now another generation gets to share that.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Hey, we not done. We coming back next year.
KIRO Newsradio.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old and immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I wanted to.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 8:30. We are learning more about the late-night shootout near the Ballard Community Center yesterday.
Seattle police say officers shot a man multiple times during what they're calling a possible domestic violence incident. Here's KIRO 7's Brooke Griffin.
Police tell us as soon as officers got here, the situation quickly became violent. Neighbors telling us that they were shocked and really just confused to hear those gunshots because this is normally a very quiet neighborhood.
Now, officers say police had received reports a man was stalking a woman. When they arrived, investigators say the man pulled a gun. The suspect shot multiple times, taken to Harborview. He's in critical. An officer was hit in the leg during the shooting. It was a graze wound. He was released from the hospital with minor injuries. Stray bullet also hit a window at nearby Adams Elementary School. It damaged the teacher's lounge. No one inside the school was hurt.
A deadly crash shut down Highway 2 near Gold Bar yesterday. The State Patrol says 2 people were killed when 3 cars collided and burst into flames near milepost 31. The highway was closed for an extended period, but it is open again this morning.
ICE may soon have a new base of operations in Tequila. According to leasing documents obtained by Wired, the Riverfront Technical Park office building in Tequila could become a new address for ICE offices. Sadie Company owns the park, and it also owns the building where DHS is located along Tequila International Boulevard. So far, no comment from ICE.
Well, thousands of kids took the day off Wednesday for the Super Bowl parade, but aside from that, attendance is actually improving across the state, as we hear from KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
According to State School Superintendent Chris Rakedahl, about 73% of Washington students attended classes regularly last year. That means they missed no more than 18 days, and that includes both excused and unexcused absences.
We want you in school every day. The real world demands your attention on work or family or faith on a regular basis.
Attendance last year was up 5.6% from where it was during the 2021-2022 school year. That was the lowest point during the pandemic, but we're still not back to pre-pandemic levels. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The U.S. Department of Education has opened a civil rights investigation into the Puyallup School District after a female wrestler reported being sexually assaulted during a match against a transgender student competing in the girls' division. Federal officials will review whether the district violated Title IX by failing to act on the assault report. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office is also investigating.
It is 8:33. That's time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. So what do you have, Sully?
Well, we have a pretty easy drive across the board. For those of us working the way around the freeways, even past Northgate on southbound 5, it's not bad at all. So we're under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle and under 40 from Everett to Bellevue. So pretty good for you guys. There is a little northbound slowing on northbound I-5 past the 520 bridge through the actual construction zone. Northbound 5 itself from the Federal Way area on up through Seattle, under 40. Northbound 405 through the Renton S-curves, we have a pretty good drive. I mean, couple of minutes lost, but by most day standards, if you're making a 25-minute trip to Bellevue, that's a win. Valley Freeway, about 35 minutes as well. Still waiting to confirm some things with the Fife Police Department, but we do have Pacific Highway closed, kind of between Port of Tacoma Road and 54th in that general vicinity. We had a crash reported earlier this morning at Alexander. And again, the details are not good, but again, we're not going to report anything until we can get it confirmed. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Forecast looks like we will have occasional showers throughout the day. We're heading for a high of 48. Tomorrow, some showers in the morning, afternoon. We might clear out a bit, high of 48 again, and mainly dry on Sunday. Plenty of sun breaks, a high of 48. Right now in Seattle, it's 45 and cloudy.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show. Seattle's morning news on KIRO News Radio.
It is 8:35 on your Friday morning. You ever wonder what it takes to turn on a set of traffic lights?
I honestly had not until this morning.
Neither had I.
But now it is actually interesting. Sully, you got to do this firsthand.
Yeah, this is really cool. We have a listener, a longtime listener, listens to our show every morning. His name is Adam Elwood. He works for the Seattle Department of Transportation, and he reached out to me via the text line like a week ago. He's like, hey, Sully, you want to come down and watch me turn on a traffic light? And I was like,
wow.
At this point, I didn't know he worked for SDOT. I was like, well, sure. Who are you and what are you doing? So yesterday he said they were commissioning a street light. So I went, okay, I'll go down and check it out. And he and the team from SDOT kind of took me through what they're doing. This is over on Westlake, on the west side of Lake Union. They're putting in a new traffic signal and basically a new crosswalk there to handle the new bus service. And so I went down there and talked to Adam and all the folks and watched them put it in. And then came the moment of truth. They allowed me to flip the switch. So I'm turning on the new signal here at Westlake and Holiday here, right next to the lovely Lake Union. So what do I need to do, Adam? What do I need to do to turn this thing on?
So right now the signal's in flash condition.
It's flashing red?
Yeah, and we are ready to come out of that into commission mode. And doing so, you're just going to turn on controller on right there, and that'll apply power, and then it'll do its self-diagnostics.
All right,
and
that'll
be the
some
signal.
Sort of engineer's prayer, electrician's prayer,
Well,
or do we just go, let there be light? I don't know. How does it work?
Well, as soon as you hit that switch, I'm going to hit a stop timer, and I'm going to ensure that it comes up in the appropriate amount of time.
All right, here we go. Let's turn on this light. Here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Bingo.
And then out here,
the lights are on. There you go. Now,
easy peasy.
A much longer video that I've produced, and they're working on downstairs to put up on our YouTube feed or whatnot. Talking to Adam about what goes in, because in the junction boxes you see those big metal boxes next to lights. You're always wondering what's in there, and they were just putting in component after component after component and plugging them in, and then once they unbag the lights and they have to get up there in a cherry picker and turn them just right. They open up each light to make sure the lights are all there. There's no condensation. They double bolt everything, and then they put in the ADA stuff and all the thing you hit to get the crosswalk and all that stuff. And then really for me it was just as easy as flipping a toggle switch. I had the easy part, but it was really kind of interesting to see kind of what goes in one of those boxes and what they can do and what they can't do. And it's just kind of fun. So the video's up there on my X feed, eventually be up on some of our socials, I'm sure, the longer version, seeing the people working there. But it was kind of cool.
You never know what's going to happen when you say, sure, why not?
Yeah, I was a little concerned yesterday because I hadn't met Adam before, but down there, and he's a signal traffic inspector, traffic signal inspector for the city of Seattle, and this is what he does. He goes around and makes sure everything is ready to go before they turn them on, and so he invited me down to do it, which was cool. There were a couple of traffic engineers that were there that said, "Wait a minute. He's never asked me to turn one of these things on." I'm like, well, you're not his conduit, like I am.
Did he appreciate your mad skills at switch flipping?
Yeah, it was really, 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 really difficult to do that, but it's kind of fun. So I appreciate Adam, and I'm willing to go out and do fun stuff like that, transportation related, have a little fun.
So a random listener emails you, calls you up, says, hey, come check this out. And you go, oh, okay, this sounds like a good idea. Are you the type of radio guy who eats cookies dropped off by listeners?
Generally not.
Yeah.
But I did tell you guys and everybody where I was going and what I was doing and what the location was in case I didn't come back home yesterday. Yeah. But Adam seemed like the guy that wasn't going to kidnap me or
and if the cookies are from the owner of a bakery or something like that, which I think is the equivalent to this.
Okay, I guess I could understand that.
But no, I'm a risk taker, and I love to have fun. You love getting to do things that most people don't get to do. This was kind of fun. I'm happy to do fun things like this.
That's awesome.
Even non-fun things. I've done some non-fun things as well. Thanks to Adam and SDOT and everything. It was really cool.
Cool. We'll check out that video a little later online on My Northwest. What's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look. We still have some closures down in the Fife area. Try to get as much information to you as we can.
I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but Can you believe Mariners pitchers and catchers have already reported and spring training is underway?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Look who we have in studio.
Baseball royalty.
Rick Riz.
Congratulations, it's Seahawks. Now it's our time to go win a World Series.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at mynorthwest.com.
A lot of businesses are looking ahead for guidance and the right partners in the new year, and the right bank can make a difference, right, Brad?
That's right, Dave. And WaFd Bank can help with business checking, express loans, lines of credit, business credit cards, and so much more. WaFd Bank is also an SBA preferred lender, so you can grow with confidence.
What about when you need help with something? In this digital age, does WaFd have an actual person available?
Absolutely. Our friendly and knowledgeable local business bankers are ready and waiting to help you with whatever your business might need. From day one, our bankers get to know you and your business to build a strong foundation for future success. This especially helps when it's time to apply for loans and to spot gaps in your business operations, so we can recommend the service that would be most helpful.
And to learn more, visit wafedbank.com or visit your local branch. Discover why they were awarded Best Bank multiple years in a row by numerous financial publications. WaFd Bank, built for business. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Loan subject to credit approval. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Jen from Sky Nursery. If you're like me, you're itching to get out in the garden and get your hands in the soil. So check out Sky's full schedule of gardening events to help you get ready for spring. Learn about pruning fruit trees, tips for roses, a 2-day Wonders of Willow festival, hanging basket workshops, and more. Want to grow your own vegetables? I'll be sharing insights from 2 decades of veggie gardening in the Northwest. Anyone can do it. Learn more and get ready for spring at skynursery.com.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Albertsons, or Town & Country markets. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
8:43. We check traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
We are still working with the closure of 99 through the Fife area there as we work our way. Matter of fact, I'm just getting a call from Fife PD. Actually, David, can you take this right now? Actually, just to let me know what you find out. I'm not kidding. That might be the assistant chief from Fife PD. We've been dealing with a crash down in that general area. We've been hearing some things from our drivers about what it is or isn't, but the road's been closed most of the morning, and it's just kind of weird when the assistant chief calls you. I hope he's going to get some information. But the roads are closed down in the Fife area right near Port of Tacoma Road. Looking at northbound I-5 from the Federal Way area on up into Seattle. Got about a 35-minute trip there. Renton to Bellevue's about 25, not too bad there. Puyallup to Renton is running right around 35 minutes. Olympia to Tacoma, we've got about a 35-minute trip there. Do have breaks on southbound I-5 as you make your way down into the Northgate area, but about a 40-minute trip to make it from Everett down into Seattle. Everett down into Bellevue, a little bit of braking there as we work our way through Bothell, but it's under 40 minutes. The lake bridges are still in very good shape. Anything, David? That's all right. I know David's so talking to the chief down in Fife. We'll give you guys the information when we get it. It's not a great situation down there. Can we confirm that? Is it fatal? Okay, so the chief of Fife, assistant chief of Fife Police confirms it was a car versus pedestrian crash down on 99. The person died, and so that's the investigation we've got going on right now. It's a tough day down there. Thanks to the chief for getting back to us on that. This traffic report is brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. For nearly 50 years, 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance. Right now, save up to $2,000 on a new heating and cooling system. Call the comfort people, homecomfortalliance.com.
Our forecast on your Friday, rain at times. It'll pick up in intensity for the afternoon hours, 48 the high today. Tomorrow, showers just mainly in the morning, and then we should dry out and see some peaks of sunshine. 48, dry on Sunday. Here come the showers again for the holiday on Monday, mainly in the afternoon, and a high of 45. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 44.
Man, that puts things in perspective. Coming up on Seattle's Morning News, we are going to have Paul Holden stop by with a weekend planner. That's on the way.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile for a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
It's home show season. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off, plus 12 months same as cash financing. Visit them at the home shows or lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
It's a great time to visit Subaru of Puyallup during the Subaru A Lot to Love event for extra savings through March 31st. Visit your stress-free dealership, SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray, and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you.
What happens on Friday? I'm in love. For Valentine's Day weekend.
Oh, isn't that special? What a great song.
Love the Cure. All right, it is time for the landing gear to come down on the plane of the Seattle's Morning News 737. We are approaching final descent. That is right after we check in with KIRO Newsradio's Paul Holden, who stops by with some tips for the weekend.
I got your in-flight entertainment here before we finish things up. I'm glad we all got the baseball memo
I know,
today.
hold. I am so proud of you for sticking with your Rockies and busting out the gear.
Hey, they signed 2 veteran starting pitchers
Hope
this
springs
week.
eternal.
Everyone's in the same boat at this point, Amanda. But it is a crazy busy weekend, so let's dive into all the fun.
It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What?
What?
It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What?
What is happening is love is in the air, my friend Charlie, as we have a very, very busy I was about to say Halloween. I'm all thrown off.
It is Friday the 13th.
That's right. What a random weekend for Valentine's Day to fall on a Friday the 13th. That's got a B-level horror movie written all over it. Like there has to be some sort of movie about that. But anyway, let's dive into all the fun here. There are two cool things going on at two big landmarks here in the city. At the Pacific Science Center on Saturday from 7 to 10, you can go enjoy Science After Dark. So this is going to be an immersive, a whole bunch of learning. They got a whole bunch of activities, a DJ, drinks, all sorts of good stuff going on there. And a live comedy dating show. Would you ever do one of those? The newlywed game?
I think my wife would kill me.
Yeah, I don't think my husband would approve.
Holly and I went to a comedy club for our first date. Mm-hmm. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Found out a lot about each other, especially our age difference. Funny story, we'll tell you later.
I know, I'm just going to leave that there.
Moving on. The Seattle Aquarium also has the No Pressure Valentine's After Hours event going on this weekend as well. Also Saturday night. They got a whole bunch of activities. What's cool about this one is it's obviously got the Valentine's theme, but when I was reading the description, it seems like it's a lot about anybody. Like if you're just looking for something to do, if you want to, it's a lot of, hey, come meet some people. It's a very big social event, not just totally about, couples and things like that. So that's pretty cool. The Point Defiance Zoo is also getting in on the fun with Love at the Zoo. The animals are going to be eating heart-shaped treats this weekend. Plus, there'll be photo opportunities, a scavenger hunt, and you can even send a Valentine to your favorite animal. What's your favorite animal to see at the zoo?
I always like the polar bears.
Yeah, I do like the polar bear.
I like the Sully exhibit. Oh.
He doesn't get out of his cage very often.
This is Sully in his natural habitat.
That's true. At the traffic desk here. All right, we got more for you about Valentine's Day on mynorthwest.com. But it's not just Valentine's Day going on this weekend. We have Lunar New Year celebrations. We have President's Day, and it's also Black History Month going on right now as well. But another event that's coming up is Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is right around the corner, and that means the Petite Troll Parade returns to Fremont here. You're going to be able to decorate your own little toy truck to make your own little parade float and bring it through the farmers market and also all through Fremont there with a bunch of excited friends and family. The parade starts at noon, but you should be at Evanston Plaza at 11 o'clock. At Lakes Park High School, they are celebrating 100 years of Black History Month with a keynote speaker, Dr. Carl Mack, and music from local jazz guitarist Michael Powers. This is going on from 3 to 5 at Lakes Park High School. And on the campus of University of Washington at Kane Hall, they have their annual Lunar New Year Gala. So this is going to be a night all full of food, raffles, and they literally tell you to be seated for the activities starting at, I believe it's right around 7 o'clock is when that starts. The gala itself starts at 5:30 on Sunday. There's no big game to watch anymore.
Isn't it?
This weekend. It's the first weekend without football is weird because you get the weekend before the Super Bowl. You still got the buzz, you got all the excitement, but then you get to this and you're like, well, what do I do on Sundays now? But we
Clean
have.
house.
Yeah, well, that's not as fun.
Have you heard the Mariners highlights? Have you heard the fabulous weekend lineup here on KIRO News Radio? Just gather around the radio, listen.
Yeah, enjoy. That's right. And while you're listening to the radio, you can visit mynorthwest.com to get a full rundown on other events, including the return of the Festal program at the Seattle Center, which is always a cool program. But before we run, I just wanted to give a shout out to all of the people that brought so much great content and hard work over the last couple of weeks. Shout outs to our guy Luke Ducey.
Oh my gosh,
the
he's a
sports
rock
team,
star.
the sports guys down there in G as well. I mean, I just thought it was really cool to be, even though I'm not a fan, I felt so immersed, and of course, it was really cool to be part of all the shows and stuff. So shout outs to everyone, and if you need Valentine's Day plans, we got you covered at mynorthwest.com.
Okay, we'll count on you, Paul.
Yep, there was nothing like that parade on Wednesday. It was amazing.
Okay. It's 8:53. We head over to Chris Sullivan for traffic.
And we're continuing to work with the closure of 99 through the Fife area, right there around Alexander Avenue. This we confirmed 10 minutes ago. This is a fatal car versus pedestrian crash that is being investigated. And so sad news down there. There are detours around it, so you'll be able to get through it okay. Not big backups anywhere in that general area around the Port of Tacoma. The rest of the freeway looks Friday light in a big way. We're looking at Federal Way to Seattle of about 35 minutes. You only have 35 from Everett to Bellevue, 40 from Everett to Seattle. We do have some brake lights there from about 1. We're basically just right there at Northgate down past the Ship Canal Bridge. In the northbound direction of I-5, we do have some brake lights up through the Ship Canal Bridge as well through the actual construction zone. Lake bridges are quiet. Federal Way to Seattle's only 20 minutes, which is great. 35 from Puyallup to Renton. Do have a little bit of westbound slowing on 512 approaching I-5. Again, that's just the weaving and merging past Steel Street and trying to get onto the freeway. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
We're seeing some showers this morning. It looks like the rain is going to pick up and become a little bit more steady for the afternoon hours. 48 our high for today. Or tomorrow morning, you might wake up to some showers, but should be drying and maybe even some clearing by afternoon, 48. Sunday looks pretty decent, partly sunny and 48. And then rain returns for the holiday on Monday, mainly in the afternoon hours, a high of 45. Right now it's cloudy and 44 in Seattle.
Remember, you can always text the show at the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line, 888-973-5476. G and Ursula show coming up next. They're going to speak with a love expert, and we don't mean she. That's on the way.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
12s, you sure know how to turn up.
Parade day is finally here.
Yeah, 12s! We talk about 12 as one. Look at all the 12s in this stadium right here. See how powerful this is?
We have one goal, and that was to bring this home to the best fans in the world. This is for y'all. Love.
The celebration continues.
I love this city!
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, KIRO News Radio.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
I cannot answer that.
Many professions are using it, and allegedly some are even being taken over by it. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know police are leveraging AI, whether it's analyzing body cam footage, reading license plates, or even facial recognition. AI has become a helpful tool, enabling officers to work more efficiently. And efficiency for them means more people getting pulled over. You can't chat GPT your way out of a high BAC. Getting legal advice from AI is no substitute for an attorney. Use AI correctly, or it can result in trouble, like a self-driving car taking you home from a bar.
You have reached your destination.
So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. If you get pulled over for DUI, the only thing you need your smart device to do is call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY!
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. or visit revivemenshealth.com.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for: their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, "Have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner." Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.